music of legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Guthrie and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
You're listening to Elmira River Sharks Hockey. Now back to John Clement in the arena.
Hello and welcome in here live as your Elmira River Sharks get set to take on the Danbury Hat-Tricks, a rematch of last night's, well, we'll call it controversial affair, as these two squads took each other on and certainly left a lot to the imagination, as we couldn't hear much from up where we were sitting, but I'll tell you what, it was a heck of a battle between the two squads, and of course they are separated by 20 big points in the standing, so each point obviously means a lot. The River Sharks stumbled in the season series versus the Hat-Tricks last night, as Danbury took a 2-game lead back in the season series 6-4, as that's the advantage right now in the 23-24 set with just 2 games remaining. Scheduling was a bit wonky in terms of the division of games, as the first 5 matchups in history between the two all occurred in Elmira, and now 6 of the final 7 are all occurring at the Danbury Ice Arena. This is the lone game that will take place here at the First Arena. Elmira kept hold on 4th place with the victory last Sunday, and with Watertown only playing 1 time this weekend, Elmira playing the 3-3. This is an opportunity to put pressure back on the Wolves. After falling last night, going to need to really come up big tonight and tomorrow against Danbury and the Binghamton Black Bears. It's playoff time now for the River Sharks, as 8 of the final 10 games of the season are all against Empire Division foes. As for Danbury, the team has found its stride over the last 11 games, as they've won 8 in the stretch. 5 of their last 9 games have all been decided by 1 goal, as this team looks to hit the month of April hot and find the same magic that gave them the Commissioner's Cup last spring. Well, now the River Sharks trying to find their playoff momentum, getting some much-needed pieces back in the lineup. I know Tyler Jurich, very excited to get back Stephen Klink, but of course now we'll be without number 78, Darius Davidson, serving a 1-game suspension. Tyler Jurich as well, fined after last night's game. Not sure exactly if the quotes that I was reading were accurate, but that's what was attributed, and Tyler Jurich will be out $100. So as that fine coming through, and now the River Sharks have some work to do, as they need to get themselves back in game mode and get things ready to go here tonight. As Elmira, it's a big night for the River Sharks, trying to find their way into the victory column. Need wins here. It's all about points and separating yourself from the Watertown Wolves, who don't play until tomorrow night. The Watertown Wolves, of course, they have been on a little bit of a interesting stretch of games, as over the last little bit, they have been competitive with teams like Binghamton and Danbury. So when they come into action tomorrow night, and again, that's going to be against those Danbury Hat-Tricks, that's going to be a big matchup for both sides to keep an eye on. Obviously, Danbury continuing to win would mean that the River Sharks have less and less of a chance to climb their way back into 3rd place, which is where they'd obviously love to be. However, that being said as well, the River Sharks would love to see Watertown put down into a deeper hole. We'll have to see how Elmira handles that as we get set here for period number 1. We'll send it down now for Coach's Corner. Hear what head coach Tyler Jurich had to say on Wednesday night live at Mooney's. And when we come back, starting lineup. And we get set for puck drop here at the First Arena.
Hello and welcome into another edition of the Coach's Show live from Mooney's Sports Bar and Grill here in Horseheads. Tyler Jurich, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know it's a big time of year for you guys as you guys get primed and ready for the postseason. Obviously, 4 points ahead of Watertown, not the way you wanted to end the weekend, but a huge victory in Danbury, a hard place to play. What do you attribute to the success of this weekend?
Yeah, I think we had a good game Friday. Obviously, Binghamton's a good team. We made some mistakes we don't want to make. Our inconsistency kind of still is there, but to win the game, being down 2-0 Sunday, be able to fight back like that was a really good sign. So, 4 points up, we're still up. We control our own destiny, so it's good.
Speaking of controlling your own destiny, obviously 9 big points, 3 straight games here this weekend. You guys have a great big chance with Watertown only playing once to kind of put a big margin between you and the 5th place team.
Yeah, when you get a chance to kind of pull away, I guess you could say, you got to take advantage of it. Obviously, Danbury, Binghamton is tough, but this division is tough. It's a tough schedule for everybody, so we got to play the games that on the schedule.
Well, that being said, you guys have played Danbury very well this season, and part of that has to be attributed, obviously, to the heroic efforts of Sammy Bernard back in between the pipes. 60 huge stops the other night. Obviously, I'm sure you'd want the defense to tighten up a little bit more on that, but when you look at that type of save rate and save percentage, you have to be happy with the goaltending right now.
Yeah, obviously, you can't say enough about Sammy. He's been nothing short of spectacular. So, but the shots were 62-56. So if it was like 62-20, I'd be a little more upset. But it was just one of those Federal Hockey League games. So well goaltended. But yeah, Sammy's been great. Couldn't thank him enough for a lot of his performances.
Well, speaking of which, obviously you talked about the schedule already. Danbury, home, Binghamton, all in a 3-day span. Plenty of time on the big iron lung, if you will. You guys have had a very home-heavy early schedule, and now that you're in the late part of the season and you're down to your final 3 home games, 2 after this weekend, what are you kind of saying to the guys about getting out on the road and kind of what's enjoyable about the road, especially considering most of these trips are just really kind of there and back trips?
I'm pretty sure a record might actually be better on the road, so I can't really complain with it. And obviously, the beginning of the year team with the brand new team, I think there's one guy remaining, so that first half really, it is what it is. So since that Columbus trip we were talking, we're game over 500. So in a tough division, so I think we're happy in the direction we're going toward playoffs.
And speaking of which, obviously, you talk about the division. One non-divisional matchup left, and it's a week from today. We're going to head out to Port Huron, Michigan for the final out-of-division trip of the season. How much more do these 3 games this weekend against not only divisional opponents, but one team that's directly in front of you in the standings, how much more do they need?
Yeah, I mean, we still could to finish in 3rd place. We play Binghamton or Motor City in the playoffs. They're both good teams, so obviously the higher you get in the standings, the better. So very important games for us, and we played well against them. They're a good team now. So.
For sure. And now, obviously, again, a big home game again this weekend as the fans in First Arena have been showing up, getting things going here for the last couple of weeks. From a player's perspective, we talked about it earlier in the season, what a difference it makes to have that place bumping and the way that it reverberates and the way that you guys feel it. From the coaching aspect, though, now really getting to see it again, starting to remember what it's like to see all that. What's it been like for you as a coach to hear the fans back behind you and doing the things they used to do?
Yeah, like I said, last coach's show, the more packed it is, the more energized our team is. I think that's kind of just a natural thing. So we like to see it packed every night. I don't know why it isn't. It should be. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. I don't know why it's not packed every night. What is everybody doing? Please come out and support these guys. They work their butts off. We went to the Elmira College game. We saw a lot of posts on Facebook. Go support them. We went and supported them, as did the rest of Elmira. So we would like to support back as well. They work very hard every day, so they appreciate it.
Speaking of which, the weather getting warmer. You don't need to bundle up to come to the arena, so nice to come on down and
actually pretty often there.
Yeah? Nice. Love to hear that. Get a chance to get the air conditioning without paying for it.
Yeah, amazing.
The nice thing, bills are high.
Crazy.
So we love to see that. And obviously, a great time to be had at the First Arena. But now, again, as you focus on things, the trade deadline is passed. The major moves that can be made have been made. You've acquired a roster that you're presumably happy with right now. What is it that these fans need to keep a lookout for here as the tail end of the season really approaches? We got 5 weeks left.
Yeah, I kind of treated since January 1st as a trade deadline, trying to put the pieces together. And, obviously you always want to better your team, but the pieces are kind of what we wanted, and it's nice to have. Everybody has their role, and they're flourishing in it. And now getting Cameron full-time and Powell full-time and just so it's even more veteran presence we have with our team that we didn't have, so it's great.
And the veteran presence can't be ignored. Obviously, Justin Giuseppe was unavailable last weekend, but he'll be back in the lineup this weekend. Cameron Yarwood getting back in the lineup on a regular basis, and then Kyle Powell, who since he's come in, has been able to provide that veteran presence on the back end. How much of a difference does that make for a young team, as we talked about all year?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. It goes back to why I brought Peavy in, why we brought Frankie in. Those veteran guys around the young guys makes a big difference. It makes the younger guys more comfortable with everything. It's just the presence. So it seems to be working.
I wanted to ask you too, since we're talking about the roster, a couple of collegiate players have come in and immediately made an impact. De Blasio got himself on the score sheet. Newman now has almost equaled his collegiate total in just about a week and a half since joining the squad in his professional debut. And you look up and down the roster, everybody you brought in, how much went into scouting those guys, getting ready to bring them on board, and what's that process like for people who don't know?
Yeah, I mean, Newman has been just an absolute treat to have, just a workhorse out there, and he's brought a different dynamic to our team, and he created another top line for us. So scouting-wise, he was sent to us by a player, and then the other guys were too, and then Coleman was brought to us by one of my colleagues that I do. We do players together, so there's a lot of work being put into this, and it's pretty clear that it's working. So we have intentions of being a winning team and doing well in the playoffs. So. Yeah.
And speaking of being a winning team, obviously you guys are on the right path right now. You're in a playoff spot for the moment, looking forward, trying to get to the next level, and obviously what that does in the playoffs, everything resets. Is that kind of the message right now that you're talking about? We need to get there, and then everything's open and on the table?
Yeah, I think playing meaningful games for 2 months going into the playoffs is huge, rather than just going into the playoffs knowing you clinch a playoff spot however long ago. I think this is good for them. They kind of get the playoff feel before they get there, so the nerves are a little lessened.
When you talk about that, getting the playoff feel early, I mean, you've been on teams that have clinched forever before the playoffs. You've been on teams that clinched the last day of the regular season. Is it more of an advantage to be playing these meaningful games right now, or is it more of a disadvantage for a team like Binghamton?
I think you watch any sports use baseball, MLB, for example. The teams that finish in the wild card seem to be the teams that go to the World Series because they're playing those meaningful games. So I think that's the same for us. So I'm excited for these guys have been gamers. Sometimes they don't have the best practices or warm-up or games, but ultimately when it's a big game and we have to get the job done, like Sunday, they find a way. So that's a good sign.
And now, of course, again, you're looking at the rest of the season. It's very short order of the home games. You've got a Saturday night this week, a Saturday night in a couple of weeks, and then a Wednesday night, and that's the end of the season for you here in the Elmira area. When you look at that, home ice, we've had our struggles there throughout the season, but when you look at that, how do you turn home ice into the advantage that it has been in the past?
Yeah, I mean, we've had the bigger crowds lately. I mean, it's no matter how many people in there, they're always electric, which is great. But like I said, they've been working hard all year. They really should have a full arena for the team we are. So yeah, that's the whole point of home ice. Playing in that building when it's packed is not easy. So yeah.
We'll take one more of the fun questions before we get going here. But obviously, the season's winding down. The weather's getting a little bit nicer. Obviously, a lot of you guys got shorts on here tonight. So what's the favorite team off ice activity when you guys get a chance to go out there and then explore Elmira? Do you show them where to go, or what do you?
No, I think a guy like Blake Peavy has it under control. He's been here before. It seems that golf is their main source of fun, which is good. They're dressed it so you can tell they went.
They are. I was gonna say. Is there a particular course you would recommend?
I think there's only one open right now. I don't know. We'll let Blake take care of that. He's got it locked down for them. The fun committee. So.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, there you heard it. Head coach Tyler Jurich giving the go ahead, and now we'll get to the introduction of the starting lineups. Well, that's not coming through either. So, all right. Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Elmira River Sharks getting set and getting things going here as the River Sharks make their way out onto the ice. And it's Police Appreciation Night, as you can see there, right on the YouTube screen. Again, the River Sharks will be wearing the home blood reds, and the other side will be wearing the whites for the visiting road team. And again, we'll see how all this works. Going to be an interesting night, to say the least. As we'll see if we've got this fixed up now. Give me just a second here as we get the starting lineup
Now
introduction.
time for the starting lineup for your Elmira River Sharks. Tonight on defense, number 4, Austin Pickford. At forward, number 37, Dominic Dumas. At forward, number 47, Elijah Wilson. At forward, number 95, Stephen Clank. And starting in his 200th FPHL game tonight, number 57, Cameron Yarwood. And in goal tonight for your Elmira River Sharks, number 35, Frankie McClendon.
As there you have it, Frankie McClendon will take the spot in between the pipes. He is 7-3-1 on the record, 372 goals against, 901 save percentage, and very, very familiar with the Danbury hat tricks. We'll step aside now for a quick commercial break. When we come back, it'll be time for Puck Drop. You're listening to River Sharks Hockey here on Mixler.com and live on YouTube.
They sing, they string, featuring the music of legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Guthrie and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, and Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do, because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Trust your smile to Elmira Family Dentistry, the best dental care in the region. Their Wand STA anesthesia system provides a pain-free way to take care of any dental problem. Their latest digital x-ray systems provide a highest standard diagnostic record. Elmira Family Dentistry offers routine and deep cleanings, fillings and bonding, crowns, implants, root canals, and Sure Smile orthodontics. Elmira Family Dentistry at 311 West Church Street in Elmira. Call 607-733-6825 today.
Another beautiful edition of the national anthem here, as I believe we're going to get a couple of puck drops here.
Joining us tonight for the ceremonial puck drop for this game between your Elmira River Sharks and the Danbury Hat Tricks is our official K9 and handler Digit. Will be joining us on the ice, handled by Sergeant Andrew Yesman, a 17-year law enforcement veteran.
So Digit about to drop the puck. This should be some fun, as he's coming over and he is ready to drop that puck. K9 police officer drops that one a little bit early, and Johnny Ruiz is going to come up with the victory on that one. All right, there we go. Now it's a good drop, and everybody gives a round of applause. Love to see that.
Let's hear it for Digit and Andrew Yesman.
So, with that, all right, I guess we only have the one. My apologies. So, we get set to go. Our video boards are down, which is why we're dealing with some technical issues, but we've got everything going right here on the YouTube stream. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us here on YouTube. And again, my apologies that this will be an interesting take on tonight. No digital scoreboard, and our apologies for that again. 20 minutes on the clocks. River Sharks ready to go. Harwell does battle with Dumas to start things off. Puck won back by Elmira, and we are off and running. Elijah Wilson slaps that puck all the way down. Taylor Joseph, the goaltender for Danbury, gets his first touch, and LaBelle trying to hustle that puck up quickly. Shoved to the sideboards for Harwell, trying to move it along, but it's sent back towards the defense. Kept there by Cameron Yarwood, celebrating his 200th FPHL game. Down towards the middle, backhand shot, can't get it to go. Back down behind, it's Bedard. Spent most of the year in Fayetteville of the SPHL as that puck's moved back to center ice. Austin Pickford makes his return to the lineup here. Dumps that one right in. Bedard back for it. Sends it back around for LaBelle. LaBelle looking up ice. Whiffs on that one. Stephen Klink was right there, just couldn't get it. Bedard will hustle out the other way. Bedard throws it across. That one falls into the zone. Pickford fell over there, as now it's taken back behind, scooped up by Pickford. Austin Pickford looks up ice. Finds his man, trying to hustle it out of the zone. A backflip into the zone. Kyle Gonzalez, who made his return last night, comes back and puts that up to his defensive partner, sent through the neutral zone, and Kyle Powell slaps that one back to center ice. Couldn't control it, however. It goes back, and Frankie McClendon has to put a stick on it. Back behind for Pozar. Pozar with time. Passes that across. We're already over a minute into this first period. Sent ahead. Chipped in that time by Gesso. Gesso took some abuse last night as Gonzalez moves that puck along. Thrown up the wall by Abdullah and back the other way. Dumped back in by Barry, and Pozar was on the chase, could not get there. That puck will be scooped up by Barry again. Barry, glad to see he's okay after the hit last night. Puck moved back along, chipped away, right towards the front, shot save, Frankie McClendon. McClendon comes up big, Giselle with a reverse check. And that one scooped up and moved back out the other way. Elmira gets to the neutral zone as Newman takes his man to the boards. Digging for it, it comes out, Gaeta comes away with it. Now Davide Gaeta trying to break in the zone, he comes through. Gaeta has it poke checked away from him. He turns, looking, banks it off the boards, past McKittrick, but right back onto Barry's stick. Barry looks up the ice and dumps that puck in. Down into the corner, Danbury looks to make a change. Back to get it goes to Blasio, wrapping it around. Trying to play it off, it squirts away and moves up to the other side. Quickly there to play it, it's turned out by de Blasio. De Blasio has 3-on-2 back the other way. De Blasio breaking in top of the circle, shot, save, comes loose along the side of the net. Trying to pick it up, it's Brett Parker. Parker towards the slot, banks it off a skate, couldn't get there. Jussot trying to chase it back down. Sends it below the goal line. Some trouble there for Cody Rogers. He comes away with it, however, as Rogers turns, circling off. Cody Rogers looks down low again. Banking it off the boards, it's Brett Parker there for it. He's harassed by Bedard. Bedard continues to chase, move back down low. It's picked off, and now de Blasio with it. Across, trying to set up the one-timer, couldn't get it, and that'll be moved out by Danbury, who's out of energy. Back to get it goes Coleman. Coleman slaps it across. Back to play, banked off the boards and back to center. Danbury trying to set it back up. Moved across to Bedard. Over the red line and dumps it off the backside of Ratcliffe, and nobody can handle it. It does eventually roll to Cody Rogers. Rogers turns and looks. Harassed down there by Harwell again. Rogers looks up ice, sends it ahead. He finds Peavy. Peavy off the boards and in. Peavy throws a hit to Woolley. I don't know if there was much going on there, but again, right back out. Ratcliffe with possession. 16:48 to go here in the first period. Sent all the way down. No icing as Yarwood was looking for one. Out to Austin Pickford. Pickford looks up towards center ice, tries to swat at it and can't move the puck. Back behind. Dumas was there for it but couldn't play it. Circling back. Hustling out the other way now. It's quick movement here by Elijah Wilson. 3-on-2 the other way. Wilson, a pass across. Looking, shot! Goes just wide. Back to the point, and Yarwood couldn't handle. Back out all the way down. Pozar chasing. McClendon sets it up there. 16:20 to go, period number 1. Elmira's had the better of the shots on goal at this point. But again, nothing on the scoreboard as of yet. Trying to hustle it out. Barry able to put it through some legs, but again couldn't keep the zone. Now it's dumped back in by Danbury. The Hat-Tricks looking for the attack now. Sent towards the boards. Yarwood hustled off as Powell was trying to come on. Now that's flipped towards the defensive zone, knocked down by Elijah Wilson. Wilson tries to put it through skates and can. It's turned right back around. Chasing back in is Posar. Posar up the boards. Banked off. Right back to Elijah Wilson. Wilson fires it through. Right there for Giseau. Dustin Giseau looking. Trying to start up ice, and he will break through. Dustin Giseau with a shot. Easy glove save. And that'll be whistled down. 15:39 left to go here, period number 1. And that was 4 minutes of uninterrupted hockey. So you like to see that, especially after the amount of whistles we saw in the third period last night. Seemed as though we just kept stopping play. Faceoff will come to Taylor Joseph's right-hand side. Joseph, a new addition for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. 9-1-2 record, 258 goals against, 903 save percentage. As that puck's moved back along, LaBelle will pick it up. Newman, who has been impressive since joining the River Sharks, hanging out in the slot. Broken out by Johnny Ruiz. All the way up to McKittrick. Again, Danbury loves the stretch pass. Watch for it tonight. Moved around the boards, back to Newman. Newman tries to play it off, but Bedard chops it down lower. And that one's poke checked away. McKittrick gets rubbed into the boards by Posar, but couldn't get it back. Kick save, Frankie McClendon. Johnny Ruiz from an odd angle shot right back towards McClendon, and it goes back up the boards to Bedard. Bedard all the way across. McKittrick, a cross shot. Cunningham over the top of the net, and he scored 3 times last night. Big hat trick for Cunningham. Back down low, it's Ruiz. Looking, shot, save, Frankie McClendon. So again, 14:57 to go here in period 1, and I apologize again about the clock. So again, I expect this to get a little chippy. I do believe we're going to hit the media timeout. We'll step aside for a brief break. We'll be back here on Mixlr.com and live on YouTube.
Ready for a financial glow-up? Look no further than Ingersoll Rand Federal Credit Union. We've got great rates for your life. Whether it's for your dream home or a new ride, we've got your back. Easily access your IRFCU accounts with our mobile app. View balances, deposit checks, and move money with just a tap. Your money, your way. Here at IRFCU, we are committed to our community through our financial education programs in schools and free financial counseling for members in need. We're building a stronger community together.
At Collier's, we take pride in delivering great barbecue every day. Our slow-cooked, smoky-flavored home cooking is a favorite among young and old. From signature spare ribs and baby back ribs to brisket and chicken. But did you know that Collier's caters too? We offer a full range of catering options to suit any event, from wedding and corporate events to graduation parties, retirement and backyard.
My apologies, they're coming back a little quicker there without the buzzer. Not having that Jumbotron does make a difference as 14:57 to go. Puck is moved along right back to the point, and Danbury trying to set it up. Pass across, missed on that one. Back to Dustin Henning, just wide of the net. Poke checked away that time as de Blasio able to get it off. Cody Rogers sends it ahead for Brett Parker. Parker trying to break through. He pushes it ahead, but gets that puck taken away by Henning. Back to it goes Brett Parker. Parker pushes off a Henning, puts that puck deeper into the corner. Rogers is there. He takes a rough ride as that one's moved up the sideboards towards Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe keeps it. Back down low to Henning. Henning harassed by Cody Rogers and trying to break out. Flipped ahead by Pamelayan. Looking for Harwell. Harwell into the zone. Drops it back to Ratcliffe. Back down low to Harwell towards the front, and the backhander just goes over the top of the net. Pamelayan with it again. Deflected into the corner by McClendon. Frankie McClendon looked sharp last night. A very different goaltender than he was his first appearance for the River Sharks. Moved back ahead, trying to play it off. It's chopped down, knocked down by the River Sharks. Back to it goes Coleman. Sending it behind, it's de Blasio. De Blasio looks up ice, sends it ahead. Passed off for Peavy. Blake Peavy looking up ice, but decides better of it. Now it'll be wheeled around in their own zone, trying to hustle it back out. Banked off the boards. Peavy chips it into the zone and will go for a change. Kyle Gonzalez lets it go for Abdella. Abdella drops back for Gonzalez and quickly move back ahead again. Danbury starting to use a little bit more of their speed. Sent into the zone by Zinchenko. Back around the backside of the boards on the far side. Poke checked along. Back again towards the point. Shot towards the net and just wide. Chasing it over again, back to the point to Kyle Gonzalez. Gonzalez off a leg, turned around, Stephen Klink couldn't settle it, as back again towards the net, and that'll wrap around the boards. Chasing after it. Elmira trying to get steady, moves that out to center ice. It's picked off there and into the zone offside, and no doubt about that one, Stephen Klink could not hold it up. As slashing going to be the call, it's going to go against Danbury here, I believe. So, the hat-trick's going to the penalty kill first. As 13:20 left to go. Not liking the call. I believe that's Nick DiNicola. He is laughing on his way to the penalty box, so that's better than arguing. 13:20 left to go here, period number 1. 2-minute power play for the River Sharks, who struggled last night, 0 for 9. Giseau waits for the puck drop. Puck is down. Giseau wins it back, but right by Stephen Klink. So Time continues to tick down as the River Sharks trying to chase it back. You hear the fans getting revved up. Klink back to get it. Has Yarwood with him. Spins off, and now Yarwood looks ahead. Breaking up from behind the net, Johnny Ruiz already on the attack. I've talked about it many a times against Danbury. Danbury does not sit back. They attack on the penalty kill. Back behind, Frankie McClendon there to play. McClendon has it. Johnny Ruiz spread out wide. Sent off the boards and back to center ice. Klink couldn't control. That'll be picked up by LaBelle. Slapped back into the zone, takes a weird carom, and now Yarwood has to chase. Yarwood back behind, finds Pickford. Austin Pickford slowing things down again. 40 seconds already gone off of the power play. River Sharks have yet to set up in the offensive zone. Stephen Klink cuts across the neutral zone, breaks in, taken down, draws a penalty. Back towards the middle, that'll be touched. And we're going to get a 5-on-3 here for a minute 9. Took Klink's skates right out from under him. And that'll give Elmira a 5-on-3 power play. Have to cash in here. Chase Harwell takes a sit. 12:28 to go here in the period. As again, 5-on-3 opportunity here for Elmira. 0-0 score right now. Jusso tied up, wins it back. Kyle Powell has it. Looking across, Yarwood winds, fires, glove towards the front, picked off shot, goal! Stephen Klink from the corner, buries it. As Stephen Klink makes it a 1-0 game for Elmira. So with 12:28 to go, the River Sharks still have a power play. As of right now as well, I don't know if the clock ever started on that. That appears to be the issue. I have 12:20 on my clock, and we'll see if we can't get that corrected. So they do delete the penalty, but I'm waiting to see if they can get this fixed. They're trying to get the Jumbotron fixed. They've been trying throughout the game so far. As we'll see, they're continuing to work on that. So again, my apologies, as we've had to go down to the one camera view, so that's why we don't have the replay possibility here tonight. As one more time. So we'll wait to see. They're still trying to get this adjusted. As there we go. All right, 10 seconds have come off the board. And the River Sharks still with 1:50 as that puck is dropped. A power play time to go. And they haven't actually reduced game time. So we'll get that corrected with the scoreboard I have as well. Moving back along, looking up ice, it's flipped ahead as Elmira finally gets that puck dumped in. It's turned right back around by McKittrick, hustling it back ahead, and that's taken away. So the Jumbotron looks to be almost fixed as it goes dark. Once again, trying to hustle this back ahead. The River Sharks still battling. Back to get it goes Coleman. Coleman looks up ice. Passed ahead to Gaeta. Gaeta moves that one ahead, and again it banks off. Down for Bedard. Bedard wrapping it around the backside. Flips that puck all the way back down. Down to 11:50 to go in the period, 1:10 to go in the power play. Back behind goes Coleman. Coleman slowing things down for a second. Davide Gaeta circling back. Passes instead off to Yarwood. Yarwood hustling through the neutral zone into the offensive side. Wraps it around the backside. There for it, Dominic Dumas. Dumas back down low, finds Gaeta. Gaeta circles down below the goal line, heads to the front, tries to put a shot off. It goes back behind him, and now Bedard will get there. Flipping that back to center ice. It's chopped down by Elijah Wilson. Wilson looks up ice, passing it wide, finds Gaeta. Gaeta back into the zone, tries to get ahead of Bedard, and does. Towards the front, a shot off of the post, and can't get it to go. Bedard sends it ahead, and some trouble now again. Back out the other way for Danbury. 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. Zinchenko shot goes wide. Banked around the boards. Austin Pickford is there. Pickford back behind. It's Yarwood now. Cameron Yarwood trying to work it back up the ice. Has 20 seconds to go on the power play. Dumps a pass off. Moving it ahead. It's Klink again. Klink, who has the lone goal so far. Klink with a shot off of the goaltender. Taylor Joseph able to turn it to the side again. Danbury will dump that puck. They're going to ice it. As with 4 seconds remaining in the man advantage, Yarwood will just go back to play. Quick change here for the River Sharks as Danbury back to 5-on-5 action. Flipped ahead off of Abdella, so no icing. And now Klink trying to get around the former Watertown Wolf captain Dustin Henning. That puck sent back ahead. Hustling it out, it's Ratcliffe. Passing it wide to Harwell. Harwell into the zone, throws it towards the front, deflected into the corner. And now Newman was trying to get there, could not. Puck dumped back deep again. Posar there for it. He takes a rough ride into the corner. Not going to get a penalty on that one, though Elmira was looking for one. Puck moved back along, trying to come up with it. Posar still digging. Harwell has it taken away from him, and now Pamelayan able to keep the zone. No, unable to keep the zone as that's offside. And so with 10 minutes exactly left to go, according to the score clock, and again, we'll make the change here, our apologies, fans. As again, the River Sharks have the 1-0 lead. Johnny Ruiz having a chat with the official. So the face-off. Right back outside the zone as the River Sharks trying to get this lead extended a little bit. Nope, they're going to kick Peavy out of the circle. My apologies. Face-off one back, and now again Elmira chasing as Pamelayan gets it up. McKittrick moving it ahead to Henning. Henning into the zone, throws it towards Frankie McClendon, and he will cover that one up. 9:49 now left to go, according to the in-arena clock. So I believe that should take us to the media timeout, and it will. We'll be back here in just a few seconds. You're listening to River Sharks Hockey here on Mixlr.com.
It's a place of extraordinary education. It's where heroes begin and potential is realized. A place of purpose and dedication. A devotion to learning, to pushing the boundaries of our understanding of medicine. It's our purpose, our mission, to prepare our students for the uncertain future, to keep asking new questions, to find new answers. This is LECOM. We make doctors. It's time to get to work.
Frisbee Welding LLC in Spencer, New York is partnering with the River Sharks this season. They're a local family-owned company that manufactures hay feeding and handling equipment, as well as a dealer for over 40 equipment lines for everything from large farming operations to your hobbyists and homesteaders. They offer top-of-the-line equipment and more economical versions to fit your needs. Find them on Facebook or call or text Chris at 607-422-0820 for your landscaping, construction, agriculture, snow removal, forestry, and sportsman's attachments and equipment needs.
For more than a century,
My apologies about that. We are back as that puck won back by Danbury. Henning takes possession, fires that one off, and gets it down low again towards the front, broken up, and the scoreboard is back again. Trying to push that puck ahead. It's Brett Parker into the zone. Parker cutting in, looking, pass across. He was looking for Peavy and couldn't find him. As again, back the other way, Danbury gets it out of the zone. Hustled quickly. Into the zone goes McKittrick. Drop pass back for Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz turning, looking, back down low again. McKittrick is there. Swatted away from him as now he'll chase it back down, but without a stick. Run off the puck hard, and again, Danbury keeps the zone looking. Stick lifted, poke checked away, and Elmira comes out with it. Flips it ahead. The helmet came off McKittrick, and he will go to the bench. Can't make a play on that without a helmet as Danbury resumes possession in their own zone. Deep play there by Brett Parker as, again, that puck moved back ahead. Cunningham into the zone, and he'll dump it all the way around and offside. So, 9-minute mark of the first period, as it looks like we are getting back to the point where we might be able to use that Jumbotron. And I know everybody's going to be happy about that when we get there. So, 9 minutes to go here in the first period. We might have a slight break in our action in the intermission to try to get it back up there for you. As once again, this puck won back, and we are hustled around as Danbury chasing that puck. LaBelle back to his defensive partner. Bedard looks up ice and sends it ahead. Yarwood's stick was taken out of his hands by Stoichevsky, and it moved back out along. Picked off that time by Elijah Wilson. He's back to get it. LaBelle is on him. Elijah Wilson keeps possession of the puck. Looks back towards the point, towards the slot now. Broken up. Yarwood fakes a shot. Down low shot deflected off of the side. Towards the front again and again turned aside. Excellent work by Taylor Joseph. Moving that puck back out. Stoichevsky into the zone. Drops for Bedard. Bedard looking towards the net. Turned aside again by Frankie McClendon. Fired back towards the neutral zone and out. This one should be, will be, and is an icing call. So with 8:19 left to go, that will be where we are here in the first period of play. And again, we'll see. I'm pretty sure they're going to get this fixed in the intermission so we can get something going on the Jumbotron. But a long look here. Face-off going to come to the left-hand side of Frankie McClendon. As I said, make sure to stay with us on this one as that puck is dropped. One back, Kyle Gonzalez sends a pass down as that's dumped even deeper for Harwell. Harwell back behind the net, banks it off the side of the net, picked off and banked off the boards that time by Stephen Klink. Nobody there to get it. Woolley will go back to play. Now to Abdella. Abdella back to Woolley. Woolley looks up ice, sends that puck ahead off of Ratcliffe, who chases that puck over the red line and dumps it right back down towards McLennan, past him, as de Blasio was on his man but couldn't come up with the puck again. Worked into the sideboards. A softer hit as that's worked down low. Dominic Dumas in there digging, sends it back right to Kyle Gonzalez's stick. Back to the point shot, just wide. Harwell had a rip as that puck's back down low. Again, chasing the puck are the River Sharks. The start of this game, they were controlling it. Has had a little bit of trouble doing that since. Here comes Stephen Klink into the zone. Klink gets through the defender, still with it, throws it towards the net, and again comes up with that puck towards the front, deflected, bounces around in front and can't come up with it as the River Sharks tied up. 3 white jerseys in the area. Sent back to the bench. Had to wait for Klink to touch up as now it's played ahead and now Newman rushing, trying to take advantage of a Danbury change. Trying to get around is Taylor Joseph, way out of his crease to play that one. Knocked back down as again that puck worked back to the neutral zone, cut off. Johnny Ruiz with it. Ruiz breaks back into the zone, looking, shooting, save, Frankie McClendon. Huge stop by Frankie. 7:03 to go here, period number 1, as the River Sharks, as I said, we're getting a little bit back here. I think in the intermission, we will switch back over and get things going. So again, if in the intermission you see us go dark for a minute, it's just correcting the ongoing issue. And again, I want to thank everybody for their patience here tonight. As that puck is dropped, one back behind, Elmira chasing. Back to get it goes Gesso. Gesso sends it back to his defense. Posar with it now. Mark Posar looking. Still with it behind his net. He's harassed by McKittrick and finally breaks out. Sends that puck wide. Moved ahead. Into the zone comes Gaeta. Gaeta cuts across to Gesso. Gesso looking towards the middle. Puts a shot off and it's just wide. Back behind to Kyle Powell. Powell looking across, finds Newman. Newman into the zone, looking, shooting it through, deflected, poke checked away, and Powell keeps it. Powell with a shot deflected off a skate and into the crowd. So, 6:29 to go here, period number 1. And we go back into the River Shark offensive zone. So, Gaeta, Gesso, and Newman all set. Posar Powell on the backside. Not going to change anything here. As Elmira with that 1-0 lead. They wait. Ready for the puck drop. As that one is down. One back. Trying to win it was Newman, but it's wrapped around the boards instead. Zinchenko trying to hustle it up, but it comes back to center ice. Flipped back in, and Elmira had to get onside. Puck pushed away, picked off, and again, Gesso into the zone. Passes across, looking, top of the circle shot just wide. Posar pinches and keeps that puck in the zone. Passed across again. Poke check down into the corner. Gaeta is taken. He's going to draw a penalty there as Abdella flopped down. And going for the hook will be the River Sharks. 6:06 to go as Davide Gaeta takes a hooking minor. So face-off comes all the way back down into the River Shark defensive zone. As now again, Frankie McClendon going to be under fire here. A 1-0 lead right now for the River Sharks. Johnny Ruiz set to take the draw. That one's one back, but quickly there for it was Brett Parker. Turned around and he's taken down. No call on that as that's picked up and banked 200 feet. Excellent work by Kyle Powell. Elmira keeps an eye on it as Taylor Joseph leaves that puck back behind. 5:52 to go here in period number 1. Trying to hustle it back out. 1:40 left to go here in the power play. Hustled in, looking for a lane, passed behind the net, and again that puck's worked around to Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz with it, looking back towards the defense, finds LaBelle. LaBelle back to Ruiz. Ruiz looking, waiting, still waiting, gets shoved off the puck by Posar and gets it right back. Now it's turned around and all the way to the point. LaBelle with it again, across to McKittrick. McKittrick back to LaBelle. LaBelle winds, fires, deflected through, and Frankie McClendon with a huge stop. 5:23 left to go, according to the official running clock. So we've still got 5:23 here in the first. Elmira, a 1-0 lead, 1:17 of penalty kill time remaining. So we get set again. Puck is dropped, one to the sideboards. Back behind, it's played all the way down, and Brett Parker looking to beat LaBelle out. Taylor Joseph out there to play. He's going to hustle that back to LaBelle. LaBelle gets that puck back and again turns his attention up ice. Minute 4 left to go. Played back ahead. Puck fired along. It's for Johnny Ruiz into the zone, firing up and into the netting. So 5:03 remaining. 1-0 River Shark lead here as we get set to go. Another look here is Frankie McClendon again making just his 3rd appearance in a River Shark uniform, entering the game after being removed from it last night. Was actually doing a heck of a job for the River Sharks in a mop-up role as Pickford ties that puck up to the boards. He's pinned, and now again, Pamelayan finally releases him. Back behind, Danbury looking to set this puck back up, back along the point. It's Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe passing it along again, dumping it down to Pamelayan. Pamelayan looking for a lane and can't find it. Puck is picked off. Pamelayan does come right back up with it, however. Back towards the point, and again, some trouble for Danbury. Sent wide. Pamelayan couldn't control, picked up by Parker, and he'll go for a line change as he dumps that one all the way down. 27 seconds to go in the power play. Banked back to center ice. Looking it up. Long look here for Barry. Barry turns it around. Still keeps possession and breaks back in. Dumps that puck back to his defense. Passed across for Pamelayan. Back behind to Ratcliffe again. Ratcliffe has that one deflected and back out of the zone. Danbury will have to tag up with 7 seconds remaining. Gaeta about to get free. Ratcliffe racing towards the zone. He gets cut off, and the rest of the Hat-Tricks go for a change. Pozart wraps it around the boards. Therefore, it is Elijah Wilson. Wilson tries to put it through the skates of Stoichevsky. Taken down, then that's going to draw a penalty as Elmira is going to go back to the power play advantage. 4 minutes remaining here in the first period, and that should take us to the immediate timeout, I believe. So a power play opportunity as Elmira will go back to it, see if they can manage anything off it this time. River Sharks 1, Danbury Hat-Tricks 0.
They sing, they string, featuring the music of legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Guthrie and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, and Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do, because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art.
All right, and again, they jumped the gun on me there. So really missing out as that one dumped back in. Ruiz with it, has it, fires it across, looking shot, save. Frankie McClendon again comes up big as that puck is still loose. All right, well, back again we go. Newman has it behind the net. River Sharks 20 seconds into the power play. Want to get something going again. Would love to get an extension on this lead as Klink puts it in the zone. LaBelle turns it right back around, and that puck comes flying back out. Yarwood back to get it. His 200th FPHL game. Minute 25 left to go in the man advantage. Yarwood looks up ice. Still stick handles, passes it along. Stephen Klink there for it. Klink turning. Hemmed in their own zone here, just 45 seconds gone on the power play. Elmira looking for an opportunity. Drop back for Stephen Klink. Klink hustling it back out. Klink over the red line. Back over the blue line, he's in onside. Drops it there for Newman. Passed across right in the slot, dumps a pass off. One too many passes there as Pickford had a chance to shoot. Back behind, to the point, it's Yarwood. Yarwood looking, pass across, shot, and off the stick. Right back again, though. Elmira with it, Jusso looking, has it, fires, and it's bounced back behind again. Played out towards the blue line. Yarwood can't get there, so it'll come back out. Trying to play it ahead. It's picked off and moved back in by Pickford. Austin Pickford down into the zone, 35 seconds remaining. A bad play there by Jusso. Couldn't get his stick on that one, and now it's picked off and moved the other way. Jusso has it taken off his stick one more time. 25 seconds remaining. Yarwood chops that puck down. Elmira going to make some last-second changes on the power play. 2:20 left to go in the period. Yarwood looks up. Breaking up from behind the net. Yarwood trying to find a man. Passes off. Ahead to Powell, and that gets into the zone. It's Elijah Wilson with the backhander over the top of the net. Shot again. Can't get it to go. Elmira still with it. Turning is Giseau. Giseau towards the front, bouncing that one around. Wilson there with it again, and the power play's over, but Powell with a shot, and that one is tucked. That puck was loose, and the official said he lost sight of it. And a couple extra pushes and shoves right in front of the net. Giseau and Ratcliffe, they have been back and forth at each other for the last couple of games that these two squads have played. Now Gonzalez giving it to Giseau as well. So with 1:55 to go, still a 1-0 River Shark lead. So puck drop, going to stay down in the Danbury hat-trick zone. It's still 1-0 Elmira, as the River Sharks still looking to expand on their lead. Giseau set to take the draw. Gets tied up, and that one's won back to LaBelle. Knocked down by Powell, kept in the zone. Dumped back down low. McKittrick able to keep it, taken away from him by Gaeta. Back down low now again goes Dumas. Back up, shot by Gaeta, and that's right in on the netminder. As there's been some transitioning issues there for the Danbury netminder, Taylor Joseph. Again, coming in with a very good record, 9-1-2 on the season, at .258 goals against. As now again, the River Sharks win that draw back. Played behind by Giseau. Knocked down low, back behind to get it goes Joseph. He leaves it there for LaBelle, who's immediately harassed. And again, Elmira continuing to attack. This is something we did not see enough last night. Kicked ahead by Powell. Moved ahead. Giseau in onside, looking, wide, fires, and it goes just wide. Right back to Powell at center ice. Minute 22 left to go here in the period. Kyle Powell back for it, looking ahead. Dumps that one off for Davide Gaeta. Gaeta ahead to Giseau again. Giseau into the zone, has his stick lifted by about 3 hat tricks, didn't like it, as Pozar goes back for it. Gaeta comes away with it. Gaeta trying to get around on the backhand, and does, into the zone. Stoichevsky gives him a little whack. Gaeta back for it again, back to the point. It's Pozar across for Powell. Last minute of the period, thrown towards the net and covered up by Taylor Joseph, as the River Sharks all over the place here tonight. 57.4 seconds remaining. As now again, the River Sharks will go back to the offensive zone. Quick line change here as Klink, Wilson, and Newman back out. So the hat-tricks still discussing strategy, as a couple of guys being pushed around out there. Puck is dropped. Danbury won that a little bit too cleanly, and they are going to kick Danbury out of the faceoff circle. So 55.9 seconds to go. As now again, Stoichevsky will come in to take the draw, as Wilson will lose that one cleanly. Back up the sideboards and back to center ice. Playing it out there, Coleman turns. Banked off the boards and off of Stephen Klink. Back into the offensive zone, Elijah Wilson picks up. Wilson, top of the circle, throws it towards the net, and Taylor Joseph with an easy save. 44.2 seconds remaining. As again, Elmira keeping the pressure on the Danbury hat-tricks. This is something they struggled to do yesterday. A very big win for the hat-tricks, but if Elmira can handle them here, that will be a huge victory. As now it looks like Wilson going to get kicked out of the face-off circle. So now Klink comes in to take the draw. He gives his wingers direction. Puck is dropped, and Danbury again, clean win. Abdella with it. Taken to the backboards, picked off there by Elijah Wilson. He's knocked down, and no call on that. The River Sharks not going to be happy about it. Big hit on Abdella now by Newman. In there with Gonzalez as well. Still everybody hacking and whacking at each other. Elijah Wilson had the stick taken out of his hands, and now he's taken down. And now some more pushing and shoving. A penalty is going to come here. It's going to be on Elmira. Moving out is Ratcliffe. 18 seconds to go. The whistle's blown. Interference. So hold on. This might have evened things out. We'll wait to see. So it appears as though Newman was going. I'm assuming for cross-checking. And I believe it's an interference call on Danbury. So we'll wait to see. Johnny Ruiz getting the explanation. Cameron Yarwood just did. So the hat-tricks owe a player for 4-on-4 hockey. As Looks like it's going to be number 18, Nick DiNicola. And we'll see the face-off comes right back down to the referee's discussing this now. It was originally coming back down into the Danbury defensive zone, which is where the River Sharks would like to keep it. They're going to put it right in front of the Danbury bench. 17.8 seconds remaining. 4-on-4 hockey. And the first period, Elmira looking a lot different than they did a night ago. Powell and Yarwood out here as they get set. Benches are closed. Kyle Powell hanging back. Each side should have 2 minutes on the board. These are not exclusive matching minors. They are matching minors. There they go. 2 minutes on the board for Elmira and 2 minutes going up on the board for Danbury. There we go. All set. 4-on-4 hockey commences. Puck is dropped. One back. Giseau gets it back, and Powell will handle. Powell looks up ice, fires it along, right up to Dustin Giseau. Giseau looking, has Klink, passes it off now to Yarwood. Yarwood tried to stick handle through and lost it. Ruiz turns around, and the stick taken out of Giseau's hands. Right back in comes McKittrick. 2-1-0. That'll do it for the first period of play. But the River Sharks have the 1-goal lead. It's 1-0 as Elmira goes up. It's a big goal for them, and Stephen Klink, of course, who missed last night's game, comes up big. Shots on goal, Elmira 14, Danbury 10. The only one that really matters, though, Stephen Klink able to find the back of the net for the Elmira River Sharks, and that one is going to be a big one, as Elmira still a lot of work to do as we head for the break. River Sharks heading down the tunnel, and we'll have a lot more to discuss when we come back after the first intermission. You're listening to River Sharks Hockey here on Mixler.com and live on YouTube. I'm still waiting to see if we're going to get the Jumbotron back up. It looks as though the score bug might stay the same as it is. I'm seeing the time getting back up there, but again, Elmira, I don't believe we're going to have the opportunity to get back onto that stream. So you will continue with me, and I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in. Always a great time here as the River Sharks get set to get underway once again. It's a 1-0 River Shark lead right now. We'll step aside, and when we come back, a lot to talk about, a lot to process, and a lot to figure out what we've got coming up next. You're listening and watching River Shark Hockey here on Mixler.com. I'm John Clement. We'll be back after this.
They sing, they string, featuring the music of legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Guthrie and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, and Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do, because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Trust your smile to Elmira Family Dentistry, the best dental care in the region. Their Wand STA anesthesia system provides a pain-free way to take care of any dental problem. Their latest digital x-ray systems provide a highest standard diagnostic record. Elmira Family Dentistry offers routine and deep cleanings, fillings and bonding, crowns, implants, root canals, and Sure Smile orthodontics. Elmira Family Dentistry at 311 West Church Street in Elmira. Call 607-733-6825 today.
Ready for a financial glow-up? Look no further than Ingersoll Rand Federal Credit Union. We've got great rates for your life. Whether it's for your dream home or a new ride, we've got your back. Easily access your IRFCU accounts with our mobile app. View balances, deposit checks, and move money with just a tap. Your money, your way. Here at IRFCU, we are committed to our community through our financial education programs in schools and free financial counseling for members in need. We're building a stronger community together.
At Collier's, we take pride in delivering great barbecue every day. Our slow-cooked, smoky-flavored home cooking is a favorite among young and old. From signature spare ribs and baby back ribs to brisket and chicken. But did you know that Collier's caters too? We offer a full range of catering options to suit any event. From wedding and corporate events to graduation parties, retirement and backyard barbecues, and pig roasts. If you have an event coming up, give us a call. We're now booking for the 2024 season. At Collier's, we do great barbecue, and that's just the beginning. Call today and book your next event with Rhea at 570-888-2927 for Collier's.
It's a place of extraordinary education. It's where heroes begin and potential is realized. A place of purpose and dedication. A devotion to learning, to pushing the boundaries of our understanding of medicine. It's our purpose, our mission, to prepare our students for the uncertain future, to keep asking new questions, to find new answers. This is LECOM. We make doctors. It's time to get to work.
Frisbee Welding LLC in Spencer, New York is partnering with the River Sharks this season. They're a local family-owned company that manufactures hay feeding and handling equipment, as well as a dealer for over 40 equipment lines for everything from large farming operations to your hobbyists and homesteaders. They offer top-of-the-line equipment and more economical versions to fit your needs. Find them on Facebook or call or text Chris at 607-422-0820 for your landscaping, construction, agriculture, snow removal, forestry, and sportsman's attachments and equipment needs.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
But obviously we've had an interesting year so far with the River Sharks in your first season here in Elmira. What's it been like for you getting going here in Elmira and finding things the way they play out here? This is obviously the first opportunity you've had to play at First Arena as a hometown fan. How are you finding it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to change a whole lot in your game. I mean, for the most part, like we've had a lot of guys from previous years I played with. Now G as a coach, so I kind of know the way that he wants things done and all that. So, like I said, don't really want to change up too much what I'm doing. Just want to come in and do my job. But yeah, no, everything's been great so far here. Obviously, we struggled a little bit in the beginning, but I think we've turned it around, for the whole second half of the season. Obviously, rolling into playoffs now, I think we're, in a good spot, and I think all the guys are starting to click together now. Everyone's on the same page. So, yeah.
You talked about getting into the playoffs, and obviously, we're just going to pass this back and forth, Ben. Sorry about that. But you talked about getting in the playoffs. Obviously, a 4-point lead over Watertown right now. 3 big games this weekend against Danbury and, of course, against the Binghamton Black Bears on Sunday. When you look at those matchups, knowing you have a chance still to catch a Danbury Hat-Tricks team that you could easily take third place away from, how big do these matchups loom in the locker room?
Yeah, going into this week, I think the biggest preparation is obviously for these Danbury games. The Binghamton one's obviously important, but like you said, Danbury we're very close to in the standings, and obviously if we can take 3 points each game, I think that's going to put us in a whole better situation come, early April.
For sure, and obviously, third is better than fourth. fourth, obviously, but also a little bit more travel in that third and fourth. So interesting thought process going between Motor City and Binghamton. Obviously, a vast difference in the amount of time you'd spend on a bus. But when you guys look at this time of the year, and especially, I mean, right, you're not a rookie anymore. You played a few games in the pro seasons. What's it like to play meaningful games this time of the year? Obviously, how much different is it than obviously a game in October?
Yeah, no. I think that's something that we always say is, come springtime, it's a whole different hockey game. The competition's up. Everyone's, obviously getting ready for playoffs, trying to get their spots. So every win's crucial. I mean, we want to come in, do your job, and obviously go steal the 3 points each night. So spring hockey's the best, and that's where we're at now.
Speaking of which, obviously, again, we're talking about Watertown and, of course, the River Sharks. When you guys go in the room, do the coaches let you guys look at the scoreboards, or how do you guys, are you more focused on your guys' game? I know the coach's answer, what he wants to hear, is focused on your own game, but are you guys kind of watching scoreboards out of the corner of your eye?
I mean, for the most part, I think during the games I'm trying to stay concentrated on just us, but, I think we'll get notified, every now and then of maybe, what the scores might be, but that's just kind of motivation for us throughout the game, just to make sure that we can, secure the deal. But yeah,
sure. Now, obviously, again, this is springtime in Elmira, if you will. So we've got the golf weather going on. Got some opportunity for you guys to get out in the community a little bit more than maybe over the winter when it was. Well, it didn't. I can't say it snowed. It didn't really snow this winter, but a little bit more chance for you guys to get out and about. Is there anything you found that you like to do here in Elmira?
I mean, so far, I've only gone golfing with guys once. I'm not a huge golfer, but I don't know. Maybe go get an ice cream after this, something, enjoy the weather. But I just obviously try to stay busy, do stuff with the guys, whatever that is, after practice, grabbing lunch or whatnot. But just try to enjoy the weather and get out with the guys.
Sure. And then, Coach, obviously, Brett was an early addition to the team here. What was it about him that you wanted to bring in, and what was it that made him an attractive River Shark for you?
Yeah, I mean, we were teammates for 2 years. That was always a thing, and when it became available, obviously, I was surprised. I jumped all over it, and he's been just fantastic, great leader. Obviously, probably the best penalty. Him and Peavy are the two best penalty killers in the league. It's great. Just he plays his role and doesn't complain. It just does whatever it takes to win. So it's great to have him.
But before I let you go, I'm going to ask you. You got a coach now who's been your teammate for 2 years, as he just said. How different is it to walk into the room and see him sitting behind the coach's desk or sitting behind the bench in a suit versus what you saw of him as a player?
Yeah, I know. I'd love to say it feels really different, but I mean, honestly, no. Like when I was playing with G, he was the leader in the room, and obviously he was, talking to us and all like that. So him as a coach, it doesn't really change that. You still look at him the same as he was as a player, and he's doing a really great job with it. So I'm happy. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Brett Parker. Thank you for joining us here on the Coach's Show, and we'll let you get back to eating.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, we are back live here in the first arena, as they'll be sending it to us here, a little bit different without the video board, and of course, no images being shown, but we'll still have the audio, so a great time here as we get set here for the first intermission report. And again, always a great time, as once again, we have great play here at the first arena, the Shark Tank. They love to play at home. Stephen Klink returns to the lineup after missing the game last night with a big goal for the River Sharks. Coming up huge down here to my left-hand side. As the puck bounced right to him, he was able to take it and put it in the back of the net behind Taylor Joseph. Elmira really dominated that period with the shots on goal, 14-10 over the Danbury Hat-Tricks, who really have kind of taken a step back over the last 24 hours. Last night, it was all steam ahead towards the River Shark net, taking advantage of the new goalie, Sam Levecchi. And, of course, Frankie McClendon coming in late. He showed a lot of promise. Initially, saw Sammy Bernard might be back in the lineup here tonight. Apparently not, as Frankie McClendon showed his coach something last night and has gotten through a period with some pretty solid stops back there against a Danbury team who is hungry to hang on to third place in the division. Of course, the River Sharks still have that 4-point lead over the Watertown Wolves, who, again, for the second night in a row, not in action. So Elmira is going to have to continue to push the pace of play, find ways to achieve points, and find ways to put themselves back in a spot to get themselves into the postseason. Elmira looking to capitalize on some more opportunities. Power play did not go their way last night, 0 for 9, as the River Sharks have to find ways to execute with the man advantage. And of course, the River Sharks back on the road tomorrow against number 1 seeded Binghamton. Not going to be an easy task. So the River Sharks with a lot of work to do here over the next little bit. Don't forget right now, those gray jerseys from the first half of the season with those beautiful patches and the names are on Dash Auction. Some of them are ending here in just 25 minutes. So make sure if you haven't gotten onto Dash Auctions, you go on, bid. You're going to be able to pick up your jersey right down in the Zamboni Tunnel after the game tonight. Meet me down there. We will get you your jersey. If the player's still here, maybe we can get some photo set up or something. But again, get on there, bid for those beautiful inaugural season jerseys. This will be your only chance to get a gray game-worn jersey right here tonight. Be able to leave the arena with that one. And again, your River Sharks coming back home in just a couple of weeks. Next weekend out to Port Huron and then back for the final 2 games of the regular season. And those are going to be big ones here at the Shark Tank. The first, of course, coming against the Watertown Wolves. They enter town Saturday, March 30th at 6:07 p.m. And then Wednesday, April 3rd, Binghamton comes and closes out the season at the Shark Tank. A potential playoff preview Wednesday night, 7:05. Get your tickets for those last 2 home games on Ticketmaster, the Ticketmaster app, or by calling the box office, 607-734-PUCK. And as we keep going here, we will set it down back to a little bit of a commercial break. When we come back, time for the period of the long change. We're swapping sides, and we'll see if the River Sharks can come away with a bit more of a lead. You're listening to River Sharks Hockey here on Mixlr.com.
They sing, they string, featuring the music of legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Danbury and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, and Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do, because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Trust your smile to Elmira Family Dentistry, the best dental care in the region. Their Wand STA anesthesia system provides a pain-free way to take care of any dental problem. Their latest digital x-ray systems provide a highest standard diagnostic record. Elmira Family Dentistry offers routine and deep cleanings, fillings and bonding, crowns, implants, root canals, and Sure Smile orthodontics. Elmira Family Dentistry at 311 West Church Street in Elmira. Call 607-733-6825 today.
Ready for a financial glow-up? Look no further than Ingersoll Rand Federal Credit Union. We've got great rates for your life. Whether it's for your dream home or a new ride, we've got your back. Easily access your IRFCU accounts with our mobile app. View balances, deposit checks, and move money with just a tap. Your money, your way. Here at IRFCU, we are committed to our community through our financial education programs in schools and free financial counseling for members in need. We're building a stronger community together.
At Calliers, we take pride in delivering great barbecue every day. Our slow-cooked, smoky-flavored home cooking is a favorite among young and old. From signature spare ribs and baby back ribs to brisket and chicken. But did you know that Calliers caters too? We offer a full range of catering options to suit any event. From wedding and corporate events to graduation parties, retirement and backyard barbecues, and pig roasts. If you have an event coming up, give us a call. We're now booking for the 2024 season. At Calliers, we do great barbecue, and that's just the beginning. Call today and book your next event with Rhea at 570-888-2927 for Calliers.
It's a place of extraordinary education. It's where heroes begin and potential is realized. A place of purpose and dedication. A devotion to learning, to pushing the boundaries of our understanding of medicine. It's our purpose, our mission, to Prepare our students for the uncertain future, to keep asking new questions, to find new answers. This is LECOM. We make doctors. It's time to get to work.
Frisbee Welding LLC in Spencer, New York is partnering with the River Sharks this season. They're a local family-owned company that manufactures hay feeding and handling equipment, as well as a dealer for over 40 equipment lines for everything from large farming operations to your hobbyists and homesteaders. They offer top-of-the-line equipment and more economical versions to fit your needs. Find them on Facebook or call or text Chris at 607-422-0820 for your landscaping, construction, agriculture, snow removal, forestry, and sportsman's attachments and equipment needs.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
But obviously we've had an interesting year so far with the...
All right, well, sorry about that again. For some reason, we're getting some delay here on a few different things, and obviously it's been an interesting...
All right, well, there we go. It's working. It's working now. Awesome.
Again, not 100% sure what's going on here, but night full of technical issues. But again, always a fun night here at the First Arena, and of course, as we call it, the Shark Tank, as Billy McCreary makes his way around the ice, and he is getting a hero's welcome here in Elmira, as I'm sure a lot of fans have heard some things as to what happened over the last 24 hours. But right now it's a 1-0 River Shark lead, and that is what's important right now, as Elmira needs to find a way to get themselves going again. Again, it's the period of the long change, so as Elmira, wearing those home blood red jerseys, will skate left to right across your YouTube screen, and the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the visiting Road Whites will skate right to left. As I said, it was a little bit weird as the Hat-Tricks make their way out onto the ice to see Danbury coming with a little bit less pop. You're normally used to seeing them come full speed ahead, and we just really didn't see that there in the first period of play. We'll have to see if we're going to see it in the second. But Frankie McClendon goes back to his net. Taylor Joseph down to his. It is good to see Sammy Bernard back in uniform. Obviously, pre-game there was some speculation whether or not he would be the starter, and clearly head coach Tyler Jurich liked what he saw to Frankie McClendon last night, as Frankie looks to acquire his 8th win of the season. He'd love to get that done, but still 40 minutes sit between him and that, and a minute 43 of 4-on-4 penalty time here. So as Elmira gets set, it's a 1-0 River Shark lead at the moment. I think they're asking them to turn off the sideboard. Okay, there we go. I was looking to see what the discussion was about down there. As obviously the Jumbotron clock is working. Obviously, we don't have access to that, but again, the River Sharks do. As that puck won back by Danbury, and we are underway here in period 2. Stephen Klink racing for it, but LaBelle going to move that puck along. Powell gets it back to center ice. Powell with possession, passes across to Yarwood. Yarwood looking up ice, finds Stephen Klink, who tips it, tries to get around Bedard. LaBelle chasing after it, Klink right on him. LaBelle with it, taking it behind his own net, turning it around. Quick move out as Gesso was back, and into the zone. Ruiz shot, deflected, and into the netting. So with 19:32 left to go in the period, we are quickly into the second period of play. So Elmira going back to work. As Elmira trying to get set. Face-off coming to the left-hand side of the netminder. Just so. Hanging out. Still 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 15 seconds now, as my eyes have to change where they're trying to go. Flipped ahead. Klink able to poke check that one ahead and right in on Taylor Joseph. He will cover that one up, taking no chances. As Joseph quick to jump on top of that one and trying to slow things down, it seems, which is, again, very much against Danbury's usual style of play. Danbury is the high-octane offense that pushes the pace of play. Bedard and LaBelle finally make the change they wanted to make. Last stoppage has now Jussot waits. Puck is dropped. Jussot is tied up, but trying to break back in, cannot. Abdallah is going to come out with it. Abdallah up the far side. Dumps the pass off as it's broken into the offensive zone. Looking, shooting, easy glove save for Frankie McClendon. As that one was a little too easy. Chase Harwell didn't put too much behind that. So, face-off. Back in the defensive zone for the River Sharks. 19:14 to go, period number 2. Di Nicola still in the Danbury bench, as is Trevor Newman for the River Sharks. Waiting for the puck to be dropped. It is down, one back by Danbury. Kyle Gonzalez trying to hustle this puck along. Passed across. Abdallah comes up with it, top of the circle. Thrown towards the net, and that one stopped. Turned away as Harwell tried to backhand her, but again, just past the side of the net. Harwell back to the point. Gonzalez back to Abdallah now. Abdallah looking, shooting, deflected towards the net, and Frankie McClendon with a huge stop as they clear out the net front presence. Unhappy with something there is Coleman. He was commenting towards the officiating crew. Minute 5 seconds gone here in period number 2. Still 1-0 the lead for the River Sharks. As Elmira will go back to work here. Woolley gets set. They wait for the puck drop. Linesman sure taking his time here, as now he finally drops the puck. Elmira able to push it through to the sideboards and sends it wide to Kyle Powell. Up to Mark Posar. Posar ahead. Elijah Wilson touched. I thought Wilson touched it. The linesman says no. And Wilson arguing immediately that he touched it at center ice, and I thought he did. All right, so back into the defensive zone for the River Sharks. This is a little bit more of the pacing we saw in the third period last night. Very slow, very deliberate. Everything seeming to have a purpose. As Barry in to take the draw. Still 28 seconds of 4-on-4 play. That one's one back again. Bedard moving it along to his defensive partner. Pamela and back to Woolley. Looking, shooting, kick save. Frankie McClendon. Back again goes Barry with it. He can't control, and it squirts out to center ice. Barry tries to toss that puck ahead, but that's broken up. Excellent work by the River Sharks trying to move that puck ahead quickly. Into the offensive zone. Passed across for Kyle Powell. Powell will dump it in deep. Davide Gaeta chasing. Can't come up with it as he's pinned to the boards. And that puck will roll back up the sideboards. Powell across. Finds his man. Looking again. Shot deflected. Goes back behind the net. As again back behind. Pamelayan looking as his lines make changes. Dump back in and offside. Fairly clearly. McKittrick looking for that stretch pass again. And that's going to bring the faceoff all the way back down into the defensive zone. So, I've said it all along. You see that a lot from the Danbury Hat-Tricks. They love that stretch pass. They're able to execute it better than almost any team in the league. As now Ruiz and Peavy set to do battle. Puck is dropped. One back by Elmira, but Yarwood couldn't get his stick down to get it. That'll go all the way back down. Frankie McClendon wraps it around. Coleman is there. Tries to bank it off the boards and cannot. Danbury comes away with the puck. Stick lifted, but again, keeps possession, does Cunningham. Cunningham back behind the net. Wraparound attempt. Squirts through the middle of the ice, and again, it's Rogers dumping that puck off and into the zone. Parker was offside. 17:45 to go here in period number 2. As the Elmira River Sharks have the 1-0 lead. So again, shots on goal now 15-14. Elmira has had just one shot on goal here in the second period. We are still early in it, but again, a slight change from when they changed things up, as now Elmira was short a man. That's what they were trying to explain to their bench. But again, here we go. They'll kick Elmira out of the face-off circle now. So, Klink set to take the draw. Now the puck is dropped. Klink will win that one clean. Chasing after it as Bedard moves that puck along. And again, banked up towards center. Right back out. Stoichevsky had some trouble with it. That puck bounces off of him now, picked off, and the River Sharks come away with it. It's Klink turning around. Deflected off a stick. Therefore, it is Dumas. He has it picked away from him. As now again, the 4-on-4 officially over. It's back to 5-on-5 hockey, trying to move it up. Zinchenko quickly up to Barry. Barry hustling it ahead. Coleman turns, looks, shot, save, Frankie McClendon. So 17-12, or 17-14, my apologies. Left to go here in period 2, and again, Frankie McClendon has seen all but one of the shots here in the second period. 6 shots on goal in the first 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Puck is dropped, won back that time by Danbury, but picked off by Gaeta. Davide Gaeta cutting wide, trying to get around LaBelle. He turns quickly, looking back. Gaeta still with it, trying to put that puck on net. He turns around again, right to the top of the slot, looking, shooting over the top of the net. Back to Kyle Powell. He fires it towards the net, knocked back down. Turning, looking for the shot, taken down was Gaeta. And now again, that puck will be deflected back to center ice. Kyle Powell comes up with it, passing across. Pozar slowing things down, hit there, and again, dumped back in. Elmira trying to chase it. Some trouble now as Ratcliffe looks up ice. He flips it back to center. Powell on the chase. He knocks it back down. Harwell right back on him. Flip back to center ice. Gaeta lets it go. Moved up, and Giselle will wrap it around the boards. Back behind. Taylor Joseph with it. Sends it along the boards, right back towards the blue line, and Powell couldn't quite cut it off. Harwell was there, couldn't get by the linesman. Woolley will dump and go for a change. Back to get it goes Pozar. Mark Pozar looks up the ice, firing that along. Banks off of Abdella, and he will turn it around 3-on-2 for Danbury. Abdella passed across towards the middle, shot off a leg, and a big stop there by Pozar as Elmira turns it around the other way. Picked up. Jussot trying to cut through. Jussot over the red line. Heads in the offensive zone, taken off of the puck as Johnny Ruiz, I believe, is going to earn himself a minor. Excuse me, they're calling a hook. It looks like they pointed to McKittrick. I thought it was going to go against Ruiz. 15:57 left to go here. Ruiz is arguing. 2 minutes on the hook. It will go against McKittrick. So again, 15:57 remaining in the second period of play. And Elmira, a power play opportunity. As they get set, Jussot back out here to take the draw. Wins that one back. To the point, it's Klink. Klink waiting, firing through, blockered away. Knocked back down, unable to keep the zone. Jussot has to turn and chase. Jussot is there. Barry right on him. Jussot is taken down and pops right back up. Jussot with possession. Newman racing for it, trying to get there, but it's broken up by Gonzalez. Picked off by Barry, and he has struggles to control. Back to Abdella now. Abdella looking, dumping that puck all the way down, right in on Frankie McClendon, and that'll roll back. 30 seconds already gone in the power play opportunity. Back to get it. Elmira trying to break out. Hustling up ice. Here comes Stephen Klink. Klink rushing towards the offensive zone. He breaks in down to the hash marks, rolls it around the backside of the net all the way back. That takes a weird carom, and Kyle Gonzalez able to exit the zone. 2-on-1. Gonzalez moved that ahead. Harwell with it. Looking, shooting, and it's turned away. Excellent work, Frankie McClendon, and my apologies. That was Ratcliffe on the other side. As now it's turned away. Delayed penalty coming, as that will be touched up, and Elmira going to go to the box this time. Roughing going to be the call. Waiting to see. As now the call comes, it's going to be Pickford. Roughing is the call. 14:57 to go here in the second period. Thought we might get our media timeout, but apparently we're not going to get that right now. So 4-on-4 hockey. Nope, there goes the official signal. Now we do get the media timeout, so we'll step aside. Still 1-0 River Sharks. We step aside as we're down to the first quarter of the second period has ticked away.
They sing, they string, featuring the music of Legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Guthrie and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, and Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do, because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. That's why we're here. It's who.
All right, we are back as we get set again. Waiting for the puck to drop. Danbury got tossed, and now it's won back by Elmira. 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute. Trying to push this puck up. Yarwood wraps it around behind. Finds Powell. Kyle Powell. Glad to see him back in the lineup as well. He makes a difference every time he's in the lineup as that one sent back ahead. Gaeta trying to get there. He chopped at it but couldn't come away with it. Dumas pinching. That puck kept in the zone. Dumped down deep. Gaeta turning and chasing. Gonzalez is there. Gonzalez wraps it around the boards for Ratcliffe. And now Ratcliffe takes it back behind the net. He's harassed. Gaeta, the lone man deep. All the rest of the River Sharks back out at center ice. Dump pass off. Excellent stick work taken away by Davide Gaeta. Gaeta back down low for Dumas. Dumas circles off. He's run into the boards hard. Dumas trying to kick at it. He gets his foot over the puck. And now Gaeta looking to dig. Dumas still with it, trying to push that puck along. As 3 Danbury hat tricks were in there and come out with the puck eventually. Now Barry hustling it ahead. Last 8 seconds of 4-on-4 play. Yarwood had to turn. Barry has that puck poke checked away from him. Ratcliffe now behind the net. Back to the point, Ruiz with a shot off a leg and hustled out. Davide Gaeta trying to get free. McKittrick is free from the box, and that puck's sent back. Elmira will make changes. McKittrick trying to hustle this one along. Back out of his own zone. He's harassed by Brett Parker. Chasing into the zone is Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz wraps around the backside, looking back to the point to LaBelle. Last 40 seconds of the power play now. McKittrick fires through, deflected. Frankie McClendon comes up big there. Looking towards the front. Again, looking for a chance as that's sent wide. Back to Ruiz. Shot deflected wide again. Off the shot from LaBelle. Picked off and chopped to the corner. Harwell back to LaBelle. LaBelle looking back down to Harwell. Along the hash marks on the near side. Harwell back to the point. LaBelle working the puck along. Fires off a stick. Parker picks it off. Brett Parker off to the races. He's got Peavy with him. Parker looking, shooting, deflected up and over the top of the net. LaBelle slaps it around, and now Parker's going to chase it down. Back it comes, and again a shot from the River Sharks, deflected into the corner. Hustling back, big windup and a shot. Just so has that puck wrap around as the power play comes to an end. Cunningham breaks out for Danbury. Cunningham into the offensive zone, poke checked away as de Blasio takes his man to the boards, and again Elmira digging. That puck comes out, pushed back ahead. Working it ahead, it's Newman with it. Firing it ahead for Gaeta, and he couldn't control. In there to get it, it's moved back to center ice. Elmira trying to swat it through the neutral zone as the hat tricks just proved to be too many across that middle. Zinchenko in, shot, turned aside by Frankie McClendon. Back to get it again. Posar flipping it ahead. Posar flips that puck towards the neutral zone and again fails to clear. Big windup towards the middle, broken up. Elmira comes away with it. Looking ahead, Gesso trying to chase it down as that one goes past him. And Taylor Joseph wraps it around the boards. Newman pinching back in. He shoves that puck forward but couldn't get possession. Picked off and back in the offensive zone. Newman trying to get around Pamelayan. Pamelayan dumps it off there. And again, Henning gets it back to the neutral zone. Chop back towards the offensive zone, but DiNicola turns it around. DiNicola still with it. Dumps it back off for Pamelayan. Right back to DiNicola. Passed up the ice. Henning fires it into the corner. And Zinchenko lets that one go back. DiNicola with it, looking, firing save, Frankie McClendon. And with 11:40 to go, that was the most continuous play we've seen here in the second period. You love to see that when the clock continues to roll and it just goes back and forth. A lot of fun for both sides. 5-on-5 hockey as Jusso heads for the bench. Obviously the River Sharks, a more full bench and a more complete team tonight. Through this point as that's one back. Abdella with possession. Moves it back down. Ratcliffe to Woolley. Shot saved by McClendon. Shot and on the rebound. McClendon left it sitting there. And Danbury ties this one up as William Barry gets his first of the season. And the hometown crowd not going to be happy about that. So, 1-1 game. You can't fault the effort of Barry. He went hard to the net and managed to put the rebound right behind Frankie McClendon. So a 1-1 game on the 22nd shot of the game for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Puck is dropped, one back, Yarwood with possession. Yarwood looks up ice, banks it off the boards. Stephen Klink into the zone, dumps it off there, was looking for Dumas, sends it back looking for Klink, and McKittrick turns it around again. McKittrick back over to Cunningham. Cunningham into the zone, cutting through. Looking around, trying to get it through. It's poke checked away, and Abdallah will chase it into the corner. Again, Danbury has forwards in defense, but really they kind of move around pretty freely. Back behind it's Dumas, moving it ahead. Picked off and sent to center ice. Stephen Klink trying to chase out and beats Johnny Ruiz, but it's swiped away from him and turned back around. Cunningham has possession. He'll dump that puck deep into the River Shark territory. Klink looking up ice as he is up at the blue line. Tried to touch and he's not going to get there, as that will be an icing call with 10:50 to go here in the second period. Elmira will have to go back to their defensive zone. As again, the River Sharks have another game tomorrow. It's in Binghamton, as they'll take on the Binghamton Black Bears. So, face-off coming here to the left-hand side of McClendon. Blake Peavy gets taken off. Now that puck won back, but they're going to blow the whistle very quickly on that, as they say Klink had jumped into the face-off circle, and indeed he had. So Klink was heading in, but now it looks like Elijah Wilson going to take the draw. Puck is dropped. Danbury does win that one cleanly. Working it around the outside. Back to Ratcliffe at the point. Poke check down, and now Elmira trying to flip that puck out and can't get it past LaBelle, as a delayed penalty coming up here. Woolley with an extra slash on Klink, and Klink getting shoved at again. Woolley with a couple of extra, and Klink just waves by, as Woolley continues to try to get things going. The River Sharks not going to be sucked into that. So Connor Woolley will take a seat, and the Elmira River Sharks will go back to the man advantage. So faceoff comes down to the left-hand side of the netminder. Johnny Ruiz has some commentary for the officials. After everything that went their way last night, I'm a little amazed that Johnny Ruiz has anything to say. But, again, known Johnny a few years. Great guy off the ice, and I'm sure some Danbury fans listening will agree with me on that one, as that puck's won back. Elmira takes possession. One back, trying to move that puck down. McKittrick chases after it, but no, Gaeta will get there first. Gaeta sends it back behind. Rolling it around, Dumas couldn't handle. Pinching down in is Wilson. Wilson looking back towards the point, can't get it to him as Johnny Ruiz, the aforementioned, hustles it out, takes down his man, as Coleman didn't like that one. Powell back to play. Powell back behind his own net now as he looks up ice. Powell breaking out from behind his own crease. Looks ahead, trying to find an open man, nobody to pass it to. Finally finds Elijah Wilson. Wilson rolls it around the backside of the boards, right back up to Dominic Dumas. Dumas is pushed into the boards hard. Gaeta swatting at it, but couldn't come up with possession of the puck. Possession has been the problem for the River Sharks for a couple of weeks now, as that puck is won back to Coleman. Coleman with it, back to Powell. Powell has that hop over his stick, and he dumps that puck down low. Dumas again trouble with control as Gonzalez sends it back behind for Abdallah. Abdallah up the sideboards. Powell comes away with it. Sends it right back down low as Elmira trying to calm this puck down. Gaeta trying to get around his man and can't. Comes back behind to Dumas. Wraparound shot and can't get it to go. Dumas still with it. Dumas trying to work it out towards the front. Pushing and shoving as Powell comes away with it. Tries to put through some legs and cannot. It's picked off by Harwell. Harwell turns. That puck worked along the sideboards and flipped back to center ice. Some trouble controlling. Coleman will go back for it. Trying to catch Elmira in the midst of a change now was Danbury as they throw this puck ahead. Powell with it, trying to move it along again as Newman gets tied up. Newman swats it through some legs but can't get possession. It's dumped all the way back down. 30 seconds to go here on the man advantage. Trying to work it out quickly, looking up ice. It's Coleman. He takes it back behind, leaves it there for Stephen Klink. Klink and Barry, the two goal scorers, faced off one-on-one. Throws that puck to the side. As that's dumped right back ahead, was looking for Klink, but LaBelle will get it back out of the zone. Trying to play it off, and Barry picks it up back inside the defensive zone for Elmira. Knocked off by Cam Yarwood, wrapped around the boards. Played ahead, Bedard sends it back for LaBelle. Played off of Klink, who lifts the stick of LaBelle. Trying to get around, and he's held up there. Power play is over. Woolley is free from the sin bin. Back the other way. It's Bedard into the zone, throws it towards the net, turned aside. Yarwood was looking for a penalty, not going to get one. Newman takes it back into his own zone. Trevor Newman around the boards, but nobody is there. Turning it back around. Off the boards, swiped ahead, and Elmira still failing to clear. Sends that puck back into the corner for Cameron Yarwood. 8:15 left to go here in the second period. Dumped out. LaBelle knocks it down. Newman is right there, but it's sent back ahead to Stoichevsky. Stoichevsky over to Zinchenko. Zinchenko off the boards and down. This one might have the distance, as no, they say it was not an icing call, as Yarwood still digging for it and cannot come out with it. Back to the point. Abdella able to keep the zone. Looking towards the net, deflected up and over the top of the goaltender. Zinchenko there for it now. He comes away with the puck. Clink back into the zone. Kicked aside by Frankie McClendon, and Zinchenko gets the rebound. River Sharks stranded in their own zone here. Some tired-looking defenders. Back to the point again. Gonzalez shot, deflects off his own man, and Zinchenko gets it back again. Back to Zinchenko. Throws it towards the net. Glove save, and that was knocked down. 7:32 left to go here in the second period. That should take us to the media timeout. We'll step aside and be back after this.
Trust your smile to Elmira Family Dentistry, the best dental care in the region. Their Wand STA anesthesia system provides a pain-free way to take care of any dental problem. Their latest digital x-ray systems provide a highest standard diagnostic record. Elmira Family Dentistry offers routine and deep cleanings, fillings and bonding, crowns, implants, root canals, and Sure Smile orthodontics. Elmira Family Dentistry at 311 West Church Street in Elmira. Call 607-733-6825 today.
Ready for a financial glow-up? Look no further than Ingersoll Rand Federal Credit Union. We've got great rates for your life. Whether it's for your dream home or a new ride, we've got your back. Easily access your IRFCU accounts with our mobile app. View balances, deposit checks, and move money with just a tap. Your money, your way. Here at IRFCU, we are committed to our community through our financial education programs in schools and free financial counseling for members in need. We're building a stronger community together.
All right. 7:31 to go in period number 2 as the Elmira River Sharks tied 1-1 right now. Hat-tricks with the second period goal coming off the first of the season for William Berry. Congratulations, William Berry, getting his first of the year. But again, some lackadaisical defensive play cost the River Sharks. We've seen that happen too often this year. Moved out Ruiz with a shot off a couple of skates. A penalty coming. That is touched, and Danbury apparently has the delayed call here, as that's sent to the boards, and now it'll be 6-on-5 till Elmira touches the puck. Back to Pamelayan. Pamelayan back behind. Chasing after it is Cody Rogers. Sent back behind to Pamelayan again. 7:06 left to go here in the period. Sent ahead. Quickly up is McKittrick. McKittrick and Cunningham into the zone. Trying to touch it there. Elmira finally does, and that will draw the whistle. High sticking is the call. All the River Sharks skating around. I don't think they know who it's on. As they go to retrieve. Hold on. The official needing to clarify because Peavy's confused. He has no idea who this is on. Peavy's saying it wasn't me. Wilson saying the same thing. No one's sure who it's against. The River Sharks got the penalty. So it does look like it's going to be Peavy. As never want to give Danbury too many opportunities on the man advantage. Despite their low percentage this season, they were able to cash in a number of times last night as that puck pushed back up the boards, trying to play it out, but again, the River Sharks hemmed in their own zone. Danbury passes it along. It's LaBelle with possession. LaBelle back down low. Harwell back to Ruiz. Ruiz has that broken up, and it's sent all the way back down by the River Sharks. Back to get it goes Taylor Joseph, leaving it there for LaBelle. 6:40 left to go here in the second period. And again, 2 for 9 last night were the Danbury hat-tricks. Moving it back out is Cunningham. Sent wide. It's Ruiz into the zone, looking for a lane. Can't find it. And now there's another penalty coming. This is going to go against Elmira. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for Danbury. As the puck is turned over, Yarwood defending it. He didn't never touch it, and he's not going to like that. Interference is going to be the call. 6:18 to go in the second period. And again, Elmira trying to figure out who it's against. It's going to be Brett Parker. And he is laughing on his way to the penalty box. A minute 20 of 5-on-3, and the River Sharks are going to have their work cut out for them. Danbury dangerous at the easiest of times. And now they've got a 5-on-3 power play opportunity. Elijah Wilson ties up his man but can't get the puck. Danbury will start off with it. Back to the point. LaBelle across for McKittrick. McKittrick, top of the circle, back down low, towards the front, broken up. Excellent work there as Powell will get that 200 feet. So, 6:05 to go in the second period. Still a minute 6 of 5-on-3 power play time. Here comes McKittrick back the other way. McKittrick racing as it's a Vincenzo's Pizzeria penalty kill. Vincenzo's Pizzeria as that's passed across. LaBelle has possession, trying to work it across. Back to Ruiz. Johnny Ruiz looking for a lane, sends it down into the corner for McKittrick. McKittrick from an odd angle looking back to LaBelle. A shot knocked down towards the front again. Trying to work it back out. Stick away from the netminder. Shot by Johnny Ruiz goes just wide. Stick still far away from the netminder. LaBelle back down low. Back to LaBelle. Across for Ruiz. Big shot and goal. Johnny Ruiz buries it. And Kyle Powell out to talk to the official about the stick that was taken away from his netminder. As Cameron Yarwood comes off the bench to say the exact same thing. And I think they're going to want a goaltender interference look at this. We'll see. We might get one here. We had a review last night. Went in favor of the Hat-Tricks. Ruiz and Yarwood come together. The two officials both chatting it up at center ice. And now they're going to call the linesman over as well. I believe this all comes back to the stick being taken out of the hands of the netminder. So the conversation comes up, and we'll wait to see. I think they're going to ask for review. They are going to come inside and take a look at things. So we'll wait to see. No. All right, they've tuned it up here. So we'll wait to see what they do from the penalty box angle here. So again, we continue to wait as the officials come together to discuss it. As again, I'm under the impression that, okay, the official's now giving the explanation. Hold on. Now we'll wait to see. They're saying it should not be a good goal. And I'm not 100% sure. It seemed as though they were going to review it. Now Johnny Ruiz back over here. Cameron Yarwood still having the discussion. So we'll wait to see what comes of this, as they're looking for an explanation. Kyle Powell heading over to the official as well. No, this is coming to center ice. So this is a Hat-Tricks goal. And again, the River Sharks not going to be happy about that. So 5:27 to go, and it is 2-1 Danbury right now. Face-off coming here. Puck is dropped, and Danbury wins the draw. Still a minute 8 of power play time remaining. Again, Elmira's coaching staff not going to be happy about this. Pamelayan hustling it back the other way. Dumped in. Picked off by Yarwood and sent 200 feet all the way back down. Back behind. Taylor Joseph with it. As Ratcliffe trying to hustle it back up quickly. In ahead comes Pamelayan. Dumps it into the zone off of the official's foot, and that'll be worked back to center ice. But Ratcliffe able to glove it down. Looks like he's getting ready for baseball season as Ratcliffe comes away with it. Pushing it into the zone goes Peavy. As again, that puck goes all the way back down behind. 4:50 remaining here in the second period. 2-1 Danbury, who came into this period trailing 1-0. Moved back to center ice. Picked off by the River Sharks and dumped all the way back down. Still 23 seconds remaining here on the kill for the River Sharks. It's still a Vincenzo's Pizzeria penalty kill. Trying to work it back ahead. Pamelayan moved it up. Worked ahead. DiNicola into the zone. Drops off there for Woolley. Woolley towards the net looking. Wraparound attempt and back to Ratcliffe now. Back to Woolley. Woolley with a shot goes just wide. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Pamelayan with it. He's harassed. Sent back to the point. LaBelle with it again. Moves it down low. Power play officially over. Shot from LaBelle. Knocked down and covered up, as that will be gloved down. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go. It takes us to the final media timeout of the period, and we'll be back after this.
At Collier's, we take pride in delivering great barbecue every day. Our slow-cooked, smoky-flavored home cooking is a favorite among young and old. From signature spare ribs and baby back ribs to brisket and chicken. But did you know that Collier's caters too? We offer a full range of catering options to suit any event. From wedding and corporate events to graduation parties, retirement and backyard barbecues, and pig roasts. If you have an event coming up, give us a call. We're now booking for the 2024 season. At Collier's, we do great barbecue, and that's just the beginning. Call today and book your next event with Rhea at 570-888-2927 for Collier's.
It's a place of extraordinary education. It's where heroes begin and potential is realized. A place of purpose and dedication. A devotion to learning, to pushing the boundaries of our understanding of medicine. It's our purpose, our mission, to prepare our students for the uncertain future, to keep asking new questions, to find new answers. This is LECOM. We make doctors. It's time to get to work.
Frisbee Welding LLC in Spencer, New York.
All right, my apologies, folks. I was trying to get clarification. So because of the outage with the system, there's no available video review. So the River Sharks go back to work, trailing by 1 now. 4:12 to go in the period. And again, my apologies for the running score clock as we get set here. Power plays are over. 5-on-5 hockey again. LaBelle dumping that puck along. Cunningham comes up with it, drops it there for Ruiz. Right back to Cunningham. Back to the point to LaBelle now. Danbury trying to get this set back up. Goes behind the net. De Blasio picks it up for Elmira and banks it to center ice. Bedard couldn't handle it. Hustling out, it's Giuseau. Giuseau turns it around and just behind Davide Gaeta. Back down low, Giuseau is there. Giuseau rubbed off hard. Not going to get a penalty for that one. Giuseau right back for it, and he's spun into the boards hard again. Back down low. Giuseau not happy. Is that sent back down low for Giuseau again? Giuseau to the middle. Gaeta with a shot, and he can't get it to go. Back behind. Gaeta trying to chase it down. Ruiz chops it back to de Blasio, who throws it to the front of the net, and that's worked back out. Hustling out the other way, it's Cunningham in on a breakaway. Cunningham looking, dinking, shooting. Goal. Right in the back of the net. As that is taken. No, hold on. They say no goal. Okay. So no goal is the call on the ice. And 2-1, 3:24. 3:24 to go. And a face-off back in the defensive zone. So puck drop coming to the left-hand side of Frankie McClendon. Face-off coming here. As Danbury delaying things. So the Hat-Tricks continuing to watch. I don't know what they're doing, but face-off comes back here into the defensive zone for the River Sharks. As now again, they discuss. The official says he never saw anything. So we'll wait to see. They've already gotten one. Johnny Ruiz arguing it. But it's no goal. The official declaring he did not see the goal. And with no replay, unfortunately due to the malfunctioning Jumbotron, we have a defensive zone draw for the River Sharks, who now have a chance to turn things around. So, puck drop coming here as Elmira has the 2-1 deficit to try to overcome. Puck drop coming as soon as Danbury will put some players out. The official arguing as again, face-off back down into the defensive zone as the Danbury coaching staff continuing to argue. Not going to get it, as that one's won back by Elmira. Powell wrapping it around the boards. Back to get it again, trying to hustle it out is Elijah Wilson. He comes up with the puck, turning around, quick pass as Elmira hustles it back in the offensive zone, dumping that puck in, and that'll be covered up by Taylor Joseph, not taking any chances. As again, 3:11 left to go in period number 2. As the Danbury coach continues to chirp, at some point the official is going to have to give him a minor. As the faceoff comes to the left-hand side of Taylor Joseph. Waiting for the puck to be dropped. Lined up right behind is Elijah Wilson. Gets it back, shot through, and can't put it all the way through. Back behind, Posar dumping it into the corner. Wrapped around, Dumas is there. Dumas back behind, and nobody there for it as Elijah Wilson tries to chase it down, moves it back to the point. Posar with a shot, deflected off a couple of bodies, and still nobody can control that puck. 2:54 left to go in the period. Powell passes off. Trying to move that puck ahead. Some trouble there as once again it's worked out. Woolley comes away with the puck, passing it across. And again, Harwell off a knee pad. Harwell still with it. Back to the point to Abdella. Abdella working that puck through, deflected, and goes just wide. I don't know if Frankie McClendon saw that one, but Newman gets it back to the blue line, but fails to clear. Back around. Powell knocking it down. Kyle Powell there for it. Banks it back to his defensive partner, looking up the ice. Trying to find a lane. It's turned around here by Posar. Taken away from him. Mark Posar comes away with it and flips it back to center ice. Elijah Wilson chasing it down. He's going to go up for a line change as LaBelle takes possession of the puck. LaBelle heads into the offensive zone. Looking towards the net. Shot goes just wide. Banked away that time as Powell comes away with it. Powell looks up ice. Banked off the boards again. Right back to center ice. Some trouble there for Harwell. He moves it along to Zinchenko. Zinchenko into the zone. Looking, shooting. Blocker to side again. Zinchenko can't control, moved along by the River Sharks, but nobody there to play it. Klink puts his man into the boards, and now Danbury just trying to avoid the too many men on the ice. Pass back behind, it's LaBelle. LaBelle moving it ahead, Zinchenko with possession. Knocked down there by Powell, but again, DiNicola able to move the puck along. Played back by Powell, off of the boards, right onto Zinchenko's stick. A minute 40 to go in the period, kicked aside. Back behind. Sent back down low, played off by Posar. Posar up the sideboards, turning with Stephen Klink. He comes up with it. Klink hustling ahead. He's got Galletto with him now. Looking back to the point, it's Jussot. Jussot back to Klink, winds in front, shot, trying to get it and can't. That puck's wrapped around the boards, all the way ahead. Moved to the sideboards as Klink goes off. River Sharks get onside and dump that puck right back in. Chasing after it, Jussot gets there. He's taken off and down as that will be a penalty with 1:11 left to go. And the River Sharks will get an offensive zone draw. Shots on goal, 31-20. So the Hat-Tricks have had 21 shots to Elmira's 6 in the second period. As Billy McCreary continues to laud the referees. Going to the penalty box again is Nick DiNicola. Johnny Ruiz chatting with the official. So face-off back in the defensive zone for Danbury as Elmira trying to find their way back into this game, trailing 2-1 right now. Puck drop coming to the right-hand side of the netminder. Jussot waiting. Puck is down. One back, Abdella there to play it. Wraps it around the backside. Slapped ahead and a stretch pass to Johnny Ruiz. Breaks in all alone, looking, shooting. Stopped. Huge stop. And no, that ends up in the back of the net. As Frankie McClendon did everything he could, and he is down and hurt. McClendon clutching his leg. And again, a short-handed goal as Elmira going to go down 3-1. Johnny Ruiz buries it and makes it a 3-1 lead for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Frankie McClendon is down, and he is clutching that leg still, has not gotten up. As the medical staff quickly out to check on Frankie McClendon. 3-1 lead for Danbury as Johnny Ruiz buries the breakaway. Well short-handed, something that Danbury has been able to do a bit too often against the River Sharks. Ruiz and Klink having words at center ice. And again, it's a tough pill to swallow. And you just hope Frankie McClendon is okay. As we take a long look. Not exactly what you're hoping to see here as you get a look at the bench. 1 minute and 1 second remaining. As McClendon's still down on the ice. He has not moved. And it's sounding like they're calling for some help here. as Frankie McClendon is probably going to be done for the night, and Sammy Bernard is going to have to take his place. Excellent work by Frankie McClendon. He has had himself a night. Only going to make it through almost 2 full periods. But it appears as though Kyle Powell has gone to get some help here. I'm assuming they're going to get a stretcher to get McClendon off of the ice. This is not something you ever want to see. Certainly hope Frankie's going to be okay. As I'm looking down towards that tunnel, I was fairly certain that's what we're waiting on. I'm not 100% sure, as Kyle Powell's still over there. McClendon has not even moved to try to sit up. All right, and it looks like the MTs are motivating now. The helmet has officially come off, and Frankie McClendon's still down. As I've said, you hate when anything like this happens. But again, Sammy Bernard comes off the bench. And you'll get a look at him here in just a second. Obviously, Sammy 13-13 on the season, a 3.56 goals against and a 912 save percentage. He's going to have to enter this one as the EMTs make their way down to treat Frankie McClendon. Johnny Ruiz over to check on his former teammate. As I've said, Johnny Ruiz is always a class act. We were honored to have him here during the COVID season in Elmira, as he made it a 3-1 game. And now the medical team going to go down and take care of Frankie McClendon as Elmira continues to pace around. And obviously, this is a tough moment, as this one was flying right along, as a matter of fact, and the River Sharks came out of that first period with a 1-0 lead, and you know a 1-0 lead never going to be safe against a team like Danbury. And the Hat-Tricks have answered back in a big way. You have to be ready for that, because that is what they do. The Hat-Tricks continue to push the pace of play. They continue to drive the net, and they continue to find ways to score. That is not what you want to see if you're the River Sharks, as now they're still trying to get Frankie McClendon off the ice. You hope everything's okay, and obviously everything is not okay considering he's down on the ice. But when I say you hope everything is okay, is that it's not too serious of an injury and he'll be able to be back in short order. A heck of a player, a heck of a guy, Frankie McClendon. And obviously, we're all pulling for the best for him. Ruiz has come off, and now they are getting the goaltender up, and we'll see if they can get him out of here without too much more time. But again, as I said, this is a tough one. With 1:01 to go, we'll see what the officials want to do here, but Johnny Ruiz scores. That's the end-all, be-all of it. It's a 3-1 hockey game now, as Frankie McClendon did everything he could to try to stop that puck and just was unable to do so, as the referee was quick with the goal call on that one. So we'll wait to see as they get set to take McClendon off the ice. The River Sharks going to have a new goaltender, as Sammy Bernard will enter the fray here. And then the River Sharks still with 1:50 of power play time to go. An opportunity to close this gap, as Elmira again falling into a little bit of a hole here. As a late goal for the Danbury Hat-Tricks not going to help the feelings of the River Shark bench very much here, as now again here on Arnett Health Night. Interesting to see the medical professionals need to be used in service here. There's now several players heading over that way. I'm not sure if the staff needing some assistance here or what the situation is, but again, everybody having conversation. Sammy Bernard was over there getting stretched out as it has been 2 long periods where he has sat on the bench. You can kind of see him off to the side of your screen going back and forth and trying to get a read on all this. So now several River Sharks players over there to help, as is Johnny Ruiz, and they will try to help facilitate Frankie McClendon getting off the ice, and that's the applause you're hearing here. As they have him up. So McClendon is holding up a leg there, and that's the applause and stick taps you're hearing. So it appears as though they're not going to need the aforementioned gurney. And now you get a look as Frankie McClendon being helped off the ice by Cameron Yarwood and Kyle Powell. Guys from both sides over there. You see McClendon not putting any weight on that right foot. Certainly hope he'll be okay. As again, he will be helped off the ice here, and then Sammy Bernard will head down to the crease. 1:01 remaining here in period number 2. Still a lot of discussion here. So, as again, Frankie McClendon down the tunnel. As with a 3-1 hat-trick lead, the River Sharks going to have to get something done here. Tyler Jurich assigning his power play unit. 1:01 to go in the second period. Would love to get something done here in the last minute 1. As Elmira trying to get back into this game. The guys up on the bench banging their sticks. That puck won forward. Danbury has it and dumps it all the way back down. Sammy Bernard will get his first touch on that puck. Lets it go around for Yarwood. Yarwood back behind. He's trying to hustle out. Johnny Ruiz was right there off of Klink's foot. Stephen Klink into the offensive zone. Cuts back through. Klink throws it back behind, and now Yarwood pinching down in. Yarwood trying to shove it off for Wilson, but again, it rolls back. Abdella with it. Yarwood kicks it around, trying to get his stick free. Back towards the front to Giseau. Giseau passes across. Powell right back for Giseau. Wines, fires, and it goes off the backboards. Back again, that puck dumped out and all the way down. Sammy Bernard going to leave his net to play it. 25 seconds to go in the period. Bernard is there, rolls it back around. Giseau chasing it down. He's shoved into the boards hard as Giseau comes away with it. Thrown ahead, Wilson couldn't handle, right back to Abdella. He dumps it back in. 14 seconds remaining. Maybe time for one more rush for the River Sharks. Looking up ice, trying to find a man. Klink is at the far blue line, hustled ahead as again it's brought in offside. So with 4.6 seconds to go, again, the River Sharks will get another neutral zone draw. And it's looking very likely that Danbury is going to finish the second period with that 3-1 lead. So not at all what you were hoping for if you're Elmira. As that puck is dropped, one back. And again, that puck sent towards the River Shark bench, and that will do it for the period. 3-1 Danbury, and again, coming in 1-0, the River Sharks outshot with only 7 shots on goal in the period to Danbury's 22. Sammy Bernard comes in and plays the puck a couple times, doesn't have to face a save. But again, all our thoughts are with Frankie McClendon. The Elmira River Sharks trailing by 2 goals here, and perhaps a controversial third that apparently never crossed the line. So the coaching staff will head over to the locker room. And now again, as I said, Elmira still a lot of work to be done here. They trail 3-1. We'll be back after this. It's 3-1 Danbury.
They sing, they string, feature Featuring the music of legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Guthrie and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, and Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do, because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Trust your smile to Elmira Family Dentistry, the best dental care in the region. Their Wand STA anesthesia system provides a pain-free way to take care of any dental problem. Their latest digital x-ray systems provide a highest standard diagnostic record. Elmira Family Dentistry offers routine and deep cleanings, fillings and bonding, crowns, implants, root canals, and Sure Smile orthodontics. Elmira Family Dentistry at 311 West Church Street in Elmira. Call 607-733-6825 today.
Ready for a financial glow-up? Look no further than Ingersoll Rand Federal Credit Union. We've got great rates for your life. Whether it's for your dream home or a new ride, we've got your back. Easily access your IRFCU accounts with our mobile app. View balances, deposit checks, and move money with just a tap. Your money, your way. Here at IRFCU, we are committed to our community through our financial education programs in schools and free financial counseling for members in need. We're building a stronger community together.
At Collier's, we take pride in delivering great barbecue every day. Our slow-cooked, smoky-flavored home cooking is a favorite among young and old, from signature spare ribs and baby back ribs to brisket and chicken. But did you know that Collier's caters too? We offer a full range of catering options to suit any event, from wedding and corporate events to graduation parties, retirement and backyard barbecues, and pig roasts. If you have an event coming up, give us a call. We're now booking for the 2024 season. At Collier's, we do great barbecue, and that's just the beginning. Call today and book your next event with Rhea at 570-888-2927 for Collier's.
It's a place of extraordinary education. It's where heroes begin and potential is realized. A place of purpose and dedication. A devotion to learning, to pushing the boundaries of our understanding of medicine. It's our purpose, our mission, to prepare our students for the uncertain future, to keep asking new questions, to find new answers. This is LECOM. We make doctors. It's time to get to work.
Frisbee Welding LLC in Spencer, New York is partnering with the River Sharks this season. They're a local family-owned company that manufactures hay feeding and handling equipment, as well as a dealer for over 40 equipment lines for everything from large farming operations to your hobbyists and homesteaders. They offer top-of-the-line equipment and more economical versions to fit your needs. Find them on Facebook or call or text Chris at 607-422-0820 for your landscaping, construction, agriculture, snow removal, forestry, and sportsman's attachments and equipment needs.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
All right, well, there we go. It's working. It's working now. Awesome. All right, well, Trevor, first off, welcome on into the Coaches Show. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Well, welcome to Elmira. Also, obviously, a couple of games here for you under your belt now. And actually, I was doing some stat checking. You were almost at your collegiate point total in your pro career here in about a third of the game. So how does that feel, getting your feet wet and getting going?
Yeah, I mean, it feels cool. It's really good. I mean, it's a whole different game. So the first weekend was really getting used to it. And then gelling with all the guys here. And I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun.
You talk about gelling, and obviously this late in the season, it's starting to be the playoff push, playing different meaningful games. Obviously coming out of college, how's the transition been for you to kind of adapt and get going?
Yeah, it's really, I want to say it's kind of been a tough one, but it's I've learned quickly. It's good to do rehab during the week and get ready for weekends ahead and make that playoff push.
Well, the good news for you, in a couple of weeks we're going to play a Wednesday game, so you'll be right back to normal, and it'll be all good. Now, obviously, again, this is a huge weekend for the boys, and you coming in, obviously, your rookie season here, getting a chance to get some games under your belt. Who's kind of been the leader in the room, bringing you guys along and trying to help you out, getting accustomed?
Yeah, so far, I've been taking everything from everyone. Everyone's been around the league for this season and past seasons. Before. I mean, all the older guys have been like Yarzi, Powell, so it's been here and there. So yeah, I'm just taking everything in from them, especially guys who have won championships in the past. So yeah, mainly all the guys, Salvi, captain, and Lenny and Brad as well, and Cody, these guys wrote the letters. So yeah, I'm pretty much taking everything in and enjoying the moment.
And playing for a coach now who's obviously a big name in this league. He's won championships, he's got scoring titles, he's done pretty much everything you can do in this league. How much is that ease the transition for you when you can go to a coach like that and talk to him?
No, it's really good. I mean, obviously he's been in the league a while, been doing this thing here, so trying to, do my thing, maybe try to catch them in points and all that, maybe goals, but we'll see how that comes, but no.
I was going to say.
Tyler's been a lot of help here. He's been very accommodating and making me feel really welcome.
That's awesome. And then Elmira, obviously, kind of a different area from where a lot of guys come from. What's been your experience here, getting to know the fan base and getting to know, obviously, the town itself?
Yeah, so far, yeah. So playing back my junior days in Pearl, it was kind of a small town. Fans would come out and watch, and then more still, there wasn't. It was mainly parents, other student athletes watching. So first game, it was really neat. I had a smile on my face and all the fans out there come to watch, and it's really cool to experience that, and everyone wanted to be at the game and watch, and it's something different that I haven't experienced before.
Well, speaking of which, obviously, one of the biggest things in the transition, and this is going to sound funny, Tyler, I'm sure, but the goal horn, the first time it went off, and you guys got, your first celebration there, it's obviously a little different than the collegiate game, where there is somewhat of a goal horn, but not the train horn that rains from the top of First Arena. What was that like to experience the first time?
It was really cool. It was a neat experience. I like the Jaws theme that goes along with it. That's really fun, and I was actually thinking about the other day of the goal horn, so hope I can put some on the back of the net, and I'll be able to hear it a lot more.
I'd like to hear that. And that being said, obviously a couple of home games left, but a lot of time on the bus. So with so many games in a row, is the kind of transition from the college game a little bit easier or harder with the amount of travel that the guys are going to do down here?
It's a bit the same. I mean, a lot more on the road here. I know looking at our back half, it seems like we're traveling a lot more. In college or weekend games, they were a bit closer, like farthest on the save is like maybe 3-4 hours. So, and then I know we're heading up to Michigan, so that'll be a long drive, but it helps me get schoolwork done on the bus, as well as play some games on my phone or something like that. But no, it's a lot of fun on the road with the boys, and a lot of fun on the bus.
Productive use of bus time, Coach. You got to be happy to hear that.
He's been very productive all around since he's got here.
When Coach, I already asked you about the recruiting and the scouting part of it. When Newman showed up here, what was the outlook for you? What did you expect from him? And obviously, how pleased are you with how he's handled himself?
Obviously, you never know what to expect. The first day he was here was a skills day, and you can kind of tell when a guy can play, and it's pretty obvious that he can. So it's been a treat. He does all the right things, works hard, goes to the dirty areas.
We'll put a pin in that for just a sec. We'll be back with Trevor Newman here in just a second. But first, they're going to come to me live here in the arena. So we'll talk here briefly for a moment. And again, a very, very tough period there for the River Sharks, as again, Elmira struggled there in the second period. 22 shots on goal given up to the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Never a recipe for success. And of course, 0 for 3 on the power play were the River Sharks. But you look at the other side of it, those 3 goals, of course, one a little bit controversial there, the Johnny Ruiz first goal where the stick was taken right out of Frankie McClendon's hands. And then the final goal, just a little bit too easy for Johnny Ruiz, sent away on a breakaway again. And shorthanded attempt, that's happened a few too many times to the River Sharks this season. Have to find a way to get things going. But the 86% save percentage goes to Frankie McClendon, who has left the game. Obviously, all our thoughts with him, as we certainly hope he's not too injured. Frankie looked very, very solid there for a period and a half. Would love to see him back in the lineup here before too long. But Sammy Bernard comes in for the third period, and Sammy has been a big player for the River Sharks through this part of the season. We'll see if he can continue it into period number 3 as the Sharks look to come back in this one. And of course, they're going to need to come back. Looking at the standings board here in just a second, you see Binghamton already clinched. Motor City potential to clinch tonight. A couple of clinching situations for them. Danbury just a few points behind them. 7 points separate the Motor City Rockers and the Danbury Hat-Tricks, so that 2 and 3 could swap out. And of course, the Elmira River Sharks holding on by 4 points to that final piece. But now Watertown, a few games in hand, that's going to make it a little bit tough. Got to get every point you can. So this third period going to be absolutely huge for Elmira. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming up here around the FPHL. A full slate of action here tonight as the Port Huron Prowlers and Motor City Rockers tied at 4 apiece. Carolina Thunderbirds have that 2-1 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Mississippi making the trip about 57 minutes down the road where we will be tomorrow. Binghamton a 3-0 lead. And Columbus has the 1-0 lead over the Baton Rouge Zydeco. So full slate of action here around the FPHL tonight. And of course, want to remind everybody, those dash auctions are in the process of closing. Several of them already done. If you want one of those historic gray jerseys that we wore for about 3/4 of this year, make sure to get on Dash Auctions, get a chance to take home one of those beauties, and bid right now. Meet me in the Zamboni Tunnel after the game to pick up your jersey. Don't forget also, we will be back here in action in 2 short weeks on the 30th of the month to take on those dreaded Watertown Wolves. Probably still fighting for that playoff spot. Of the way this season has gone, it is not going to surprise anybody if we are back here battling for that spot. So make sure you get your tickets on Ticketmaster, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the box office, 607-734-PUCK. And don't forget to show up and fear the Finn. So as we get set here live, as the River Sharks trying to find their way back into the driver's seat, trailing by 2, we'll send it back now. Let Trevor Newman finish up his time here on the Coaches Show. And when we come back, puck drop. Period of the long change is over. We'll see where it goes from here.
On the ice, so if you're saying it's been a good week of practice, the fans in Elmira should be excited.
It's kind of rare too. It's not usually like that. Usually we have a good week of a bad weekend. That's what I've noticed. But this team's different, as you can see. So
a little bit.
Yeah, we've been good. So they just got to work hard. We got to be more consistent.
For sure. And now, obviously, one last question before I let you go. Obviously, 3-3 here. We've talked about how great Sammy Bernard's been. You acquired Levetsky there over there. You've got obviously Frankie McClendon back there as well. When you're looking at who to go with in the net, because obviously you don't want to push Sammy over the edge here too, playing 3-3. What are you looking for out of the netminders who can take the night and get you guys out?
I mean, we'll obviously go with Sammy on Friday, and then we'll go from there. So he's feeling, like you said, you don't want to overdo it, but he likes playing. So whatever he's comfortable with, I think we'll go with.
So is that a more of a 90s goalie mentality that I want the net? And
games change, John. And
that's what I'm saying.
He's of the older age. That game was different than now. So
the 90s mentality, I love it. Love to hear it. All right, well, Tyler, I will stop bugging you. Thank you so much. Fans, don't forget you can get tickets for Saturday night's affair here at the Shark Tank at the First Arena by going on Ticketmaster, getting on the Ticketmaster app, or by calling the box office 607-734-PUCK and get your tickets today. And of course, don't forget that those beautiful gray jerseys you guys wore in the first half of the season are up for bid and available right now. Get on Dash Auction. Absolutely gorgeous. And some of them pretty well trashed too. A couple guys got into some physical stuff with those. So make sure you get on Dash Auctions, check those out, and we will see you at the Shark Tank. River Sharks hockey, baby. Fear the fin. We'll see you.
All right, well, there you heard it. Sammy Bernard takes back to the crease. We'll see if the River Sharks can stand up to the hat tricks. The pressure was coming hard and heavy. We'll see if Elmira can find a way to get things to go their way here in the third period. It has been a tough one for Elmira so far. And again, looking for any chance they can get to put themselves back on top here. They had a 1-0 lead. Now already chirping between the benches. No surprise there as the officials trying to get in between some things. Looks like a couple of guys might be headed to the penalty box here. All right. Well, no, okay, so they turned that around. That's good to see. Don't want to start off the third period like that. Like to get something started on the right foot if you're the River Sharks. You've got a power play right now for 49 more seconds. Have to find a way to take advantage. Jusso, Klink, back out here as they wait for the puck drop. Jusso puts the mouth guard back in. He and Johnny Ruiz connect, and that one won back by Jusso, picked up by Yarwood, moved out here by Powell. Powell looks up the ice. Kyle Powell gets set, throws it ahead, and moving that one along is Elijah Wilson. A little bit of trouble there. McKittrick takes it away from him, back against the boards. Wilson with it, looking up ice. He finds Jusso. Jusso back to his defenseman, Cameron Yarwood. Yarwood gets around a man, loses his footing, and Jusso will have to go back to play. Very slick out there right now as Wilson out to pick it up. 20 seconds to go. Banked off the boards, and Klink in onside. Klink finally gets the offensive zone set up. Over to Yarwood. Yarwood and Powell walking the line back to Klink. Klink has it, looking back to Yarwood. Throws it towards the net, deflected up and over the top of the net. Moved to the side. Yarwood couldn't come up with it. And now DiNicola about to get free as that one's taken away by Klink. Klink moves it back ahead. Elijah Wilson into the zone, looking to drop for Jusso. Couldn't get it to him. Wilson will get it right back. Turning it around. Wilson harassed as DiNicola, fresh out of the box, wanted to go right after him. A minute already gone here in the third period. River Sharks trailing by a pair. A lot of work to go here. Moved ahead. Stephen Klink knocks it down, gets it in the offensive zone, but loses it as that's banked off the boards and worked back to center ice. Chopped off by Austin Pickford. Pickford turns it around as trying to work it out was Abdella. Abdella looking back. Played back behind, up to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe dumps that puck off, and now Sammy Bernard will go back to touch up. Left behind, worked off the sideboards. You hear the screaming. I believe that was Brett Parker moving that puck along. Parker hops over it. Zinchenko in there for it. Newman trying to get it and could not. Turned around by Pamelayan back to center ice. Hustling it out, it's Harwell. Harwell has it poke checked away from him by Posar. Posar off the boards and moving that puck ahead again. Newman battling, can't come up with it. Harwell breaks in. Harwell onside, throws that puck towards the front. Kick save by Bernard as he makes his first official save. Big hit there along the sideboards. Scooped up by Elmira and hustled back out. Into the offensive zone, it's Newman. Newman trying to cut through two defenders. He tries to throw a reverse shoulder on that one, and again, that puck bounces right back onto a Danbury stick. The Hat-Tricks have a lot of puck luck here tonight. Back in the other way, a drop pass shot, kick save, Sammy Bernard. Wraparound attempt, couldn't get it to go. Back behind, moved out to Barry, over to Bedard. Bedard looking for a lane, throws that puck down and deep. Yarwood taking a look, wrap back behind as again Danbury continues to see the puck luck. LaBelle with it, back down low to Barry. Barry looking back behind, he's got Bedard along the blue line. Barry keeps it himself now, looking, shooting save by Sammy Bernard, trying to hustle it back out the other way. Elmira looking for a little jump here. Newman gets the red line and he dumps it in, going for a line change. Back to get it goes Bedard. Bedard quickly harassed by Peavy. Peavy is there, trying to knock it down, sends it towards the front, broken up and right back onto a River Shark stick. Played off, circling around, shot by Gaeta over the top of the net. Gaeta chasing down his own rebound, shoved into the boards. Cunningham will get there, trying to feed it through. Picked off and sent back down deep. Rolling it deep into the corner, Bedard after it. Big play there for Elmira, keeping that puck deep in the zone. Gaeta spins off, puck moved forward, and Danbury 3-on-2 out the other way. Cunningham into the zone, has LaBelle racing towards the net, and Sammy Bernard will scoop that one up. 16:38 to go here, period number 3, a 3-1 lead for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. So, puck drop off to the right-hand side, looking for something. Sammy Bernard, again, back in the lineup. You're always happy to see that. Would love to get him another win here, only having to do a period of work. Back behind, Danbury wins the draw, thrown towards the net, works to the sideboards. Harwell there, off a leg pad. Back to get it goes Coleman, rolls it up the side, but nobody there. Gonzalez will move that puck down low, past Harwell. De Blasio back to play, moved off again. Trying to play it ahead. Big hit by Chase Harwell back towards the slot. Broken up. Woolley puts a shot in, and that goes down into the corner. Off of the boards and out to center ice. Kyle Gonzalez with some trouble. Klink knocks it down, and now the River Sharks with an odd man rush. Klink in, fires shot, deflected towards the front, turned around, and can't get the shot off. Dominic Dumas tied up, swatting at it, but Harwell had his hands all over him. No call coming on that one. Back to it goes Abdella. Puts it back behind to Kyle Gonzalez. Gonzalez dumps that off for Abdella again. Abdella up the sidewall to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe back to center ice, as now it's moved in by Woolley. Dumped off. Harwell throws it towards the middle. Woolley comes up with it, back out, picked off. River Sharks looking up ice, trying to swim upstream. Getting that puck ahead, it's Giseau, turning around quickly. He comes up with the puck, trying to work it back towards the front. Dustin Giseau, still with it. Looking for a lane, back to Posar now. Posar towards the net, deflected and off of the leg pad. Goalie didn't see that one, as that one will be knocked back down by Kyle Powell. Powell looks ahead, fires it in, into the zone, pass wide for Newman. Newman chasing it down, he spun off, can't get to it. Elijah Wilson will. Wilson pinned to the boards now, still trying to work that puck along and cannot. Picked off. Trying to play it, Newman's in there as well, as now Newman comes away with the puck. Looking back towards the point, gets it to Posar. Posar all the way across, as that one's set up towards the net, deflected and goes just wide. Henning able to move it. Back behind, a penalty coming here. It's going to go against Elmira. Barry out to center ice. Moved ahead to Stoichevsky. Back to touch up is Posar, and that will put us back on a Vincenzo's Pizzeria penalty kill. Vincenzo's Pizzeria, your home for great pizza in downtown Elmira. Davide Gaeta gets the call, and with 14:47 to go, we'll get our first media timeout of the period. Stepping aside, 3-1 Danbury.
They sing, they string, featuring the music of legends Queen, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Metallica, The Who, and more. And best of all, they're performing at your very own First Arena. Don't miss these 4 female violinist vocalists known as the Femmes of Rock on Friday, April 26th. Tickets for the show presented by Guthrie and the Radisson Corning are available at firstarena.net.
more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, and Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do, because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Trust your...
All right, well, neither shot goes in, so still a chance to win some money or a big screen TV. So always a fun time here at the first arena as both sides took their shots and unfortunately nothing doing. 14:47 to go. River Sharks trailing 3-1 as Elmira tries to get something going. As we get set, again, reminder, if you haven't gotten on the Dash auctions, I believe there's still one going on. It might be all done by this point. I apologize. So, as again, Elmira looking to win a face-off. That puck won back by the Hat-Tricks, and McKittrick takes it. McKittrick moving it along. Trying to play it back to the point. LaBelle with it. Fires. Deflected just wide. Johnny Ruiz going to get the rebound, however. So the penalty kill. Vincenzo's Pizzeria penalty kill. Back to LaBelle. LaBelle back down low for Ruiz again. Ruiz gets tied up. Puck is slapped into the corner, but Harwell's going to beat the race to it. Harwell with possession. Fires towards the net. Goes just wide, and nobody up there at the point. That's going to go all the way back down. LaBelle chasing after it. He's pursued by Parker, but again, he'll have time. 14:10 left to go here in the third period, and the River Sharks trailing by a pair. Johnny Ruiz heads up. Broken up as that one will be played all the way back down. Again, Ruiz has 2 goals on the night. The other goal coming from number 11, William Berry, his first of the season. Ruiz has had a hat trick against the River Sharks already this season. Puck moved around. Trying to break back in is Woolley. Woolley cutting through, shot, glove save, Sammy Bernard. And the man affectionately known as Simba up to the task again. 13:46 to go here, period number 3. As again, puck drop coming to the left-hand side of Sammy Bernard. He needs a new piece of lumber, and he gets it there. So face-off off to the left-hand side of Sammy Bernard. Still 59 seconds to kill. Puck is dropped, won back by Danbury. Pamelayan has it. Pass across, shot deflected, and Sammy Bernard with a huge stop. Didn't know where it was. That puck sent 200 feet down, and now the River Sharks cautious as they enter the zone. Woolley back with it. Woolley turning it around. 13:30 left to go here in period number 3. River Sharks trail by a pair. Ratcliffe off of the stick of Dumas, moved ahead, and that was played with a hand pass. So 13:22 to go, a neutral zone draw again. 35 seconds to go in the penalty kill for the River Sharks as Davide Gaeta looking for a signal from his head coach. Face-off coming here. Puck is dropped, won back again that time by the Hat-Tricks. Played along, Ratcliffe with possession. Dumps it back off, trying to move it ahead quickly. Played back out and trying to dump it off again. Danbury looking to get this set up. It's Ratcliffe with it. Ratcliffe back to the point to Pamelayan with a shot. Deflected through, goes just wide. And now de Blasio's stick was held onto, but it's taken and worked out of the zone. 13 seconds left to kill. Trying to work it back up. It's Pamelayan into the zone. Cuts wide. 4 defenders back between him as the rest of the Hat-Tricks were making changes. Pamelayan with it. Dumps it back off. Looking towards the front. Broken up. Excellent work there as the Hat-Tricks are now back tied up in men 5-on-5. Big hit by Stephen Klink as he takes the body to the boards. Wrapped around. Back to get it. It's Elijah Wilson dumping it off. Looking for help. Cameron Yarwood there for it. He turns. Sends it towards the front. And that'll be played up. Moving ahead to Elijah Wilson. Wilson takes a hard stick there from Cunningham. Trying to move that puck along. Cunningham gets in there, and Zinchenko's the one who comes out with it. So as that's dumped back in by Danbury. Gaeta was pinching in deep. Again, trying to hustle this puck out. Picked off by de Blasio. Back ahead. Gesso into the zone. Trying to get around his man. He's got Cunningham on him. Gesso using his body, but can't quite use the size to its full advantage. Back behind. Abdella throws a check. Back behind Gesso, trying to move it along with his feet, and does. Gesso gets control of that puck, moves it back down low. Gaeta is there for it. Gaeta with a wraparound, back to the point now. Looking for a lane is Kyle Powell. Throws it towards the front. Shot, can't get it to go, and it's still down below the goal line. Gesso's there for it. Back, in, shot towards the front. Can't get it to go. That puck would not settle down for Gaeta. Back behind to Gesso. Gesso all the way across for Kyle Powell. Powell back towards the net, deflected, loose in front. Trying to knock it down was Abdella. Puck comes loose, shot towards the net, goes just wide. Powell is there again. Powell looking towards the net, deflected, and again, right through the slot. Posar now has it. Posar looking across, trying to calm it down was Powell. He settles down with his foot. Back behind, Gesso couldn't control, and now it'll be moved out. Quickly flipped out, and Cunningham breaks out the other way. Danbury needs help. As a big hit there, Sammy Bernard hustles that puck back along, looking for Brett Parker. Parker in onside, trying to get around Bedard and can't. He's held up. Puck is loose in the slot, and again, nobody can come up with it. LaBelle puts it off the backside. Moved ahead. McKittrick enters the offensive zone. He's got a burst of speed, drops it for Harwell, shot off a leg pad, and now chasing back after it, it's Dumas, getting it up to Newman. Newman trying to get around his defender. Can't. Puck taken away. Back to the neutral zone. Yarwood comes up with it. Yarwood loses it. McKittrick gets it back in the defensive zone and right back to Chase Harwell. Again, Danbury excellent at the stretch pass. Dumped it back down. Shot just wide. Rolls back towards the neutral zone and comes back out. Pass back to LaBelle. LaBelle harassed quickly there as that one's dumped right back in. Back behind. Left there. Elmira looking up ice. 10:20 left to go in the third period. Still trailing by a pair. The River Sharks trying to hustle this one ahead. It's up to Stephen Klink. Klink loses it. Harwell turns it right back around. Chase Harwell into the offensive zone. My apologies. Banked off the side of the cage. Back to get it goes Elmira. Banked back off the boards. Yarwood going to turn and play. Yarwood looks back towards the neutral zone. Flips it right up in the air, right underneath the Jumbotron. And again, Pamelayan will knock it down. Pamelayan looking for help off of Klink's stick. Yarwood pushes it ahead and couldn't control. William Berry comes up with it. Chop back down again. Elmira comes away with it. Trying to move it along is Cody Rogers. Klink gets it and brings it in the offensive side. Hustling it in, it's Peavy. Peavy spins off, throws it back, but nobody there for it. Ratcliffe going to have a free clear. Right back out comes Woolley. Taken off, excellent work, and that's going to be blown dead. Penalty. Tripping is the call, and the River Sharks are not going to be happy about that one. Kyle Powell to the penalty box. The River Sharks trailing by a pair, and Elmira gets another penalty. 9:32 left to go. We'll step aside here and be right back after this.
Trust your smile to Elmira Family Dentistry, the best dental care in the region. Their Wand STA anesthesia system provides a pain-free way to take care of any dental problem. Their latest digital x-ray systems provide a highest standard diagnostic record. Elmira Family Dentistry offers routine and deep cleanings, fillings and bonding, crowns, implants, root canals, and Sure Smile orthodontics. Elmira Family Dentistry at 311 West Church Street in Elmira. Call 607-733-6825 today.
Ready for a...
All right. We are getting set here. 9:32 left to go. River Sharks now again on a penalty kill. One back to McKittrick, trying to move it along. Back to McKittrick again, who shoves it back down, trying to get it to Cunningham, but the stick comes loose from Peavy. Wrapped back towards the slot and slapped all the way down. Excellent work by Brett Parker. Trying to hustle it back up is Taylor Joseph. Joseph leaves it back behind. 9:15 left to go. 1:40 to go in the kill, and the River Sharks still need a pair. Need to take a page out of Danbury's book here as LaBelle hustles it ahead. LaBelle into the zone. Dumps that puck around the backside. Ruiz chasing after it. Chopped back towards the neutral zone, and that'll get out of there. Cunningham has to turn and chase. Cunningham there for it. Passes along for LaBelle. LaBelle gets around Brett Parker, throws it ahead for Chase Harwell. Harwell into the zone, looking back. Harwell dumps it back off for LaBelle. LaBelle back down low, finding his man McKittrick. Throws it towards the middle, broken up by Peavy, and he'll send it 200 feet. And they'll make changes. Brett Parker, the lone man chasing deep. As Taylor Joseph tries to wrap it around, leaves it there. Ratcliffe takes it back behind his net. 54 seconds remaining in the kill. And my apologies, we'll get that clock fixed for you when we come back. 8:20 left to go in the third period. Woolley cuts through, looking, shooting save, Sammy Bernard. And with 8:14 left to go here in the third period, The Elmira River Sharks still trying to catch back up here, trailing by a pair. Face-off coming here. As they wait, puck drop. One back that time again by Danbury, and back to the point. Rolls along the blue line, kept in the zone, Pamelayan with it. Pamelayan trying to move it along, looking, shooting, deflected in the front, and Sammy Bernard with a huge stop, and the referee blows it dead with a high stick that'll bring it outside the zone. 30 seconds to go in the penalty kill. So, 8:02 left to go here in the period. 3-1 game. Danbury with the lead. Powell set to get out here. Taylor Joseph taking his time. I'm not sure what that's all about. Hasn't faced a shot in a little while. As now again, Dominic Dumas waiting. Puck is dropped, pushed back ahead, and Ratcliffe gets it. Pamelayan now with it. Pamelayan looking up ice, dumps that in on Sammy Bernard. He will cover and not take any chances. 7:54 to go here, period number 3. As Elmira trying to fight and claw their way back into this one. Puck drop coming to the right-hand side of the netminder. That one's won back cleanly. Back behind, de Blasio. De Blasio up the sideboards, but immediately picked off, sent forward and moved out of the zone. Excellent work by the River Sharks, flipping that ahead. As Elijah Wilson trying to chase it down. Taylor Joseph hustling that puck back out of the zone. Trying to work it back. Danbury throws it ahead. It's Barry moving it in. Pass across. Woolley towards the front. Broken up. Excellent work again as that puck will be deflected out. And Powell is free. Powell picks it off and hustles it ahead. Kyle Powell into the offensive zone. Turns and drops a pass back. Into the zone, Dumas. Dumas with a shot. Blockered away. Back towards Kyle Powell. Powell down low again. Right back off the backside of the net. Dumas avoiding shot. Don't know if that was the hardest shot I've seen Kyle Powell take, but again, excellent work by the River Sharks right out of the penalty box. Move back ahead, Johnny Ruiz into the offensive zone. Shot deflected away. Ruiz takes his man down and into the goal. Deflected away, and again, Danbury will pick it up, and they'll have to blow that one dead due to the net being off its moorings. 7 minutes left to go here, and the faceoff should come back towards the neutral zone, and it will. So, Ruiz trying to argue it. The Danbury player took the River Shark into the goal, so don't think that one's going to work out for you, Johnny, as 3-1, the Hat-Tricks have the lead. Puck is dropped, one back, and Elmira chases. Stephen Klink chasing down Kyle Gonzalez. Big hit against the boards. Gonzalez trying to get in there as they still go. They're going to blow that one dead rather quickly. As now Abdella comes in and shoves Stephen Klink. Again, they start shoving. Stephen Klink, not one who wants to get into the fisticuffs. They just want to get going back and try to get back into this game. Johnny Ruiz now chirping. As the face-off again, 6:51 to go. Elmira with a ton of work to do. Trailing by a pair. Offensive zone draw. They're going to bring the face-off outside the zone. The Danbury Hat-Tricks delayed the game by falling on top of the puck. So, all right, here we go. Puck drop coming here as Jusso looks to win the draw. He does that time as Yarwood passes it back along to Powell. Powell deep into the zone, right in on the netminder, as a matter of fact. Rolls up the sideboards. Jusso sending it down low. Gaeta trying to get free. Davide Gaeta sends it back, trying to work it along, but he's tied up. Picked off by Cunningham and worked out the other way. Trying to hustle it back up. It's moved to McKittrick. McKittrick dumping that one off, and now Klink has to turn and chase. Klink back for it. Stephen Klink looks up ice. Finds Yarwood, dumps back off to Klink. Klink looks ahead. Has Gaeta and Gesso on his forward line. Puck is moved out. Klink gets tied up, and Danbury comes in 3-on-2. Back the other way. A shot deflected away that time by Sammy Bernard as he tries to pick that one off. Moved ahead by Kyle Powell as he looks up ice. Powell takes his time and decides to take it himself. Dumps that puck after gaining the red line. Joseph couldn't handle it, and now Klink will. Stephen Klink turns back towards the blue line. Tries to dump off as he's taken down here by Bedard. Moved out, played towards the middle, picked off, looking shot, glove save. Turned out back towards the point. Posar didn't want to pinch. Back out the other way it comes. Hustling it ahead, it's Woolley. Pass across for Ratcliffe towards the middle. A shot deflected away, and that one's taken away again. Looking back behind. Trying to move this puck back to the neutral zone. Woolley couldn't handle it as Wilson tried to break that one up at center ice. Bedard with it, harassed by Gesso. Sent back up the boards. Ratcliffe pitchforks it into the zone. Austin Pickford back for it. Pickford ahead to Elijah Wilson. 5:25 left to go in the period. Trying to get around Dustin Henning was Elijah Wilson. Could not. Knocked back down there by Newman as that puck skitters around and onto a Danbury stick. Trying to move it back ahead quickly are the Hat Tricks. Ratcliffe with it. Backhands it in. All the way down as Sammy Bernard back to play. Rolls it up the sideboards. Di Nicola is there. Slaps at it. Sammy Bernard with an easy glove save. 5:04 to go here in the third period. As Elmira trying to get this one back to even. Running out of time. Has to find something to go their way. Peavy set to take the draw. Puck is dropped, one back by Peavy. Cameron Yarwood with it. Banked off the boards and out to center ice. That one gets into the bench, so that will bring the faceoff back in the zone. And with 4:59 to go, it should take us to the media timeout. We'll step aside. When we come back, the conclusion of this one.
Ready for a financial glow-up? Look no further than Ingersoll Rand Federal Credit Union. We've got great rates for your life. Whether it's for your dream home or a new ride, we've got your back. Easily access your IRFCU accounts with our mobile app. View balances, deposit checks, and move money with just a tap. Your money, your way. Here at IRFCU, we are committed to our community through our financial education programs in schools and free financial counseling for members in need. We're building a stronger community together.
At Collier's, we take pride in delivering great barbecue every day. Our slow-cooked, smoky-flavored home cooking is a favorite among young and old. From signature spare ribs and baby back ribs to brisket and chicken. But did you know that Collier's caters too? We offer a full range of catering options to suit any event. From wedding and corporate events to graduation parties, retirement and backyard barbecues, and pig roasts. If you have an event coming up, give us a call. We're now booking for the 2024 season. At Collier's, we do great barbecue, and that's just the beginning. Call today and book your next event with Rhea at 570-888-2927 for Collier's.
All right, with that, we are back. It's time for the conclusion of this one. We'll see if the River Sharks can find a way to get something done here. It has been a rough stretch as they try to push the pace of this one and try to get something accomplished. Puck is dropped, one back. Kyle Powell back to play. Powell with possession, looking up ice. Sends it off of Stephen Klink and moved ahead quickly off Gaeta. Gaeta into the offensive zone, trying to get around LaBelle. He's tied up and taken into the boards as, again, that puck played back. Trying to move it along. Again, my apologies about the clock. We'll get that fixed for you coming up here. Move back towards the neutral zone. Back to play it. It's Jusso. Jusso dumping that one right back in. Taylor Joseph back for it. Leaves it there for LaBelle. LaBelle trying to move it along quickly. Danbury gets it back to center ice. Hustling this puck along. It's dumped right back in, and LaBelle gets it back. Back across to Zinchenko. Zinchenko leaves it there, and Cameron Yarwood hustles it in the offensive zone. Yarwood still with it, passed across. Couldn't connect. He was looking for Gaeta. Gaeta back to the point. It's kept. Shoved back down low. Gaeta moves it around. Finds Dominic Dumas down below the goal line. Dumas turning. Fires it off. It's Klink. Klink looking for a chance. Looks back towards the point. Doesn't find something he likes. Throws it towards the net. Backhanded shot, and that's covered up. Excellent work once again by Taylor Joseph. 3:59 left to go. As again, Elmira trying to battle their way back into this one. Never an easy task. The River Sharks trying to find a way. So, long look here. Puck is dropped, one back. And Danbury hustles that puck out of the zone quickly, gets it up to McKittrick. McKittrick throwing it through, gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham looking for a lane. Can't find it. He's cut off, moved back ahead, right back to the point, and kept there by Danbury. 3:44 left to go. Fired around back behind. Taking the time, moved back ahead to Elijah Wilson. Wilson trying to settle that puck down. He flips it ahead. It goes all the way down. Newman chasing, as Newman's going to get there and cut off the icing. Newman still with possession, looking back behind the net. Out towards the front, was looking for Pickford and couldn't get it to him. Played ahead again. Cunningham shoved off by Pickford hard right into the River Shark bench. As back behind, You love to see it from Austin Pickford. Back out the other way, it's Posar. Posar hustling it ahead, dumps it off. Gaeta dumping that puck down deep. As the River Sharks offense looking for a change. Back out to center ice. Back to get it goes Yarwood. 3 minutes remaining here. Turning it around, sent back ahead. Gotten over the red line. Throwing that puck towards the net. It bounces around back behind. It's Woolley. Woolley around the boards again. Kept there by Powell. Powell towards the net. Through some skates. Again back towards the net and can't get the shot off. Jesso was looking. As again, Elmira being harassed. Jesso taking it from... That looked like Chase Harwell. I'm not 100% sure. But Harwell and Jesso, certainly not each other's biggest fans. As, again, long look here. Elmira trying to find a way back into this game with 2:44 left to go. So, a long look one more time. As timeout's going to be called by Tyler Jurich. We'll see. As the River Sharks have to find a way to come up with something. Still, some huffing at everything going on. Harwell giving it to Dustin Jesso. Jesso not taking too kindly to it. As the River Sharks trying to find a way to get themselves back into this game, and it is not going to be an easy task. 2:44 to go. As I said, Elmira continues to have to go to work. See if they can find a way to do it here. Never an easy task against Danbury. Nobody said it would be. As the Elmira River Sharks looking for a chance. If they put one home, then they can try to put another home. They've pulled Sammy Bernard. 2:44 remaining. And we'll see how this one plays out. The netminder is pulled. The netminder Taylor Joseph taking a long walk. Always fun to see as that one's won back by the River Sharks. Trying to move it along, it's Yarwood. Back across, Powell moves it down low. It's Klink with it again. Throws it off a leg. Again trying to move it down low. Gaeta moves it down low again. Back down low for Gaeta. Davide Gaeta moving it out to Yarwood. Yarwood looking back. Finds Powell at the point. Powell walks the blue line. Throws it towards the net. Deflected into the corner. Yarwood has to keep pinching. Can't give up the puck. Gaeta with it again. Back to Yarwood. Yarwood waiting. Looking to Powell. Fakes the shot. Down to Klink. Klink finds his way. Works it along the sideboards towards the middle, and that's broken up. 2:10 left to go. Yarwood with it again. Looking back down low to Klink. Klink towards the middle. Off a pad. Trying to knock it down was Gaeta and could not. Banked off the boards and out. This one takes a half carom. Not deep enough. Powell back for it. Kyle Powell looks back towards the offensive zone. Slows things down. Moves it along for Davide Gaeta, and it goes right past him as that puck is flipped back out. All the way back down, and that will be icing. So 1:44 to go. I don't know if you'll see too much of a change here as the River Sharks trying to put something past Taylor Joseph. Does look like Tyler Jurich's going to make a couple of changes here. Klink and Gaeta come off. Jesso. Dumas. Newman. Yarwood. Powell. And now Klink comes back. Jesso set to take the draw. Ties up his man. Pushed forward. LaBelle all the way around the boards, and Yarwood has to chase. Don't know if this one's going to have the distance. Yarwood tries to get there, and it will be icing. So 1:35 to go. 1:35 remaining. River Sharks still trailing by a pair. The linesmen having a chat of their own. Face-off going to come to the left-hand side of Joseph. As Elmira gets set, puck is dropped. No. They blow that one immediately dead. Still 1:35 to go. Puck is dropped now. Trying to move it along. It's picked off. Elmira comes up with the puck. It's Jusso back to the point. Yarwood able to knock it down. Linesman almost in the way there. Yarwood fires through, deflected towards the front, calms it down. Shot by Klink. Another shot. Back of the net. Davide Gaeta buries it and makes it 3-2. So 1:22 to go, and Davide Gaeta is the one who finds the back of the net. So now you have to assume Sammy Bernard will be keeping a watchful eye. If they can get it back in the offensive zone, you assume he'll race straight for the bench. As that one tied up immediately, they're going to kick Jusso out of the faceoff circle. So Jusso leaves the faceoff dot. Klink is set. No, they say Jusso's good to continue. Interesting, as that puck's dropped. Klink trying to get free. Kicked ahead. Jusso gets it in the offensive zone. And again, it's taken away. Yarwood passes across. Powell with it, dumping it into the zone, but picked off and flipped back ahead. Back to get it. Moved along. Powell dumps off there. Moved along quickly by Sammy Bernard back to center ice. Gonzalez dumps it right back in. A minute to go. Powell back to play. Powell has it. Flips it ahead for Cameron Yarwood. Yarwood back to center ice. Klink knocks it down. Back up for Yarwood. Yarwood couldn't control. Back in the other way. Danbury with it. Passed across, deflected away. And back behind, a wraparound attempt. Looking for the shot, and Sammy Bernard comes up with the save. 41 seconds to go. As Elmira keeps it interesting. As Elmira trying to get back down to the opposite end of the ice. Needs one more goal. A long look here. Harwell wins that draw back. It's Bedard with it now. Bedard puts it around the backside. Klink was chasing, couldn't get there. It's kept in by Danbury. Harwell just trying to tie up for time. 30 seconds to go. Puck is free. Back to the point. LaBelle couldn't handle it. Now the River Sharks chasing after it. Trying to get there is Stephen Klink. LaBelle with it. Fires it along through the neutral zone. Cut off there by Powell. Has to wait for Klink to get onside. Now the goaltender leaves the net. Yarwood dumps it in. 14 seconds to go. Jusso trying to get there as the puck works along the boards. Back behind. Elmira digging for it. Puck worked through. Trying to move it off was Dumas and could not. Ratcliffe will dump it out. That puck's going to go, and that will do it. As that will do it for time. That puck does not count. As the River Sharks going to fall 3-2. Not the way they wanted to go, but they do accomplish one with the netminder pulled, but the River Sharks still a lot of work to do as the coach kissing his championship ring and bragging to the River Sharks, a first-year organization. All right, Billy McCreary, touch of class as you leave the ice. So, again, congratulations to Danbury, who's going to win the season series. 7-4 right now, as still one more game to play between the squads. But Elmira telling everybody to stay off of the coaching staff, telling them to get out of there. So the River Sharks fall here 3-2 here on Arnott Health Night, but the Elmira River Sharks do their best. Davide Gaeta comes up with a big goal late in the game. Stephen Klink with a goal early. And congratulations again to the Hat-Tricks who have taken the season series. Quick look around the FPHL. Motor City comes away from their game. We're going to refresh that real quick. 6-4 winners. So Motor City will keep extending their lead. The Blue Ridge Bobcats, Carolina Thunderbirds tied at 2 apiece going into the third. Columbus River Dragons a 2-0 lead over Baton Rouge in the third period, and Binghamton 5-0 over the Mississippi Seawolves just entering the third period. So final here from Elmira, 3-2. Danbury Hat-Tricks claim the victory. We're live back from Binghamton, New York tomorrow as the River Sharks try to find their way back to the win column and hopefully can find it against the best team in the Empire Division. I'm John Clement. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night, Elmira. We'll see